court ordered.
Yeah, like it was in the contract.
Good thing I don't believe in courts.
You don't believe in courts?
I'll tell you what. You go kill somebody and let me know how that works out for you.
Yeah. Alright, so it looks like we're good.
Does it?
All right, nobody say the C word, but cock and cunt are acceptable.
Good. Well, that's on YouTube forever. And Twitch and wherever else we're streaming.
Mixer and D Live.
And Periscope. So Heather can see us on Twitter. Although we're apparently sending data to Twitch and Mixer, so I don't know if we're actually live on there. What the hell was that?
What the hell was that?
Here's my microphone, sorry.
What the fuck?
I don't even. I'm trying to think of what I thought of. It sounded like a chicken in the distance.
I was thinking like turkey in yonder distance.
Yeah.
Just like a little gobble in the distance.
It sounded like you laughed through an Instagram sound filter.
You want me to do it again?
Jesus.
Yeah.
That time I was actually fixing my microphone, but.
I hate it.
Shit.
Definitely sounds like a gobbler in the distance going, you know?
I don't think that's what it sounded like at all.
That's entirely what it sounds like. Cancel. I don't want to fucking install Endless Space 2 right now. I kind of want to, but I'm not going to.
You kind of do.
Do I actually cancel this? Alright, well, apparently I just have to fucking install it for some reason.
A likely story. Oh, sorry, I have to install this game.
It doesn't give me the option to cancel, so I go to the downloads page and it just says play. I'm like, it's not even installed.
Hitting the cancel button would violate Steam's non-aggression pact.
Look, if me and Steam had a nap, we'd wake up well rested. So
Shut up. Oh my god.
Alright, so does everyone have Audacity open?
I do.
Actually, I do, but I'm looking for...
Well, Jake, I know you have Audacity open. You and me have had Audacity open.
I'm looking
for
some shit I bookmarked, so...
Oh god, he's got bookmarks.
Well, listen here. I actually just recorded the sound of my cork popping, so...
Why?
Because I wanted to record the sound of me popping open a bottle of something.
Trevor.
It's classy to drink champagne out of a tumbler, right?
No.
You should really drink it out of
a coupe.
Please stop.
Or a flute.
A coupe?
A flute.
Well, I like coupes better than flutes.
I don't... What's a coupe?
Hey, do you know what time it is?
Really? A coupe glass?
8:31.
No, it's Modelo time.
Modelo. Modelo. Am I the only one not drinking?
I don't like Modelo, honestly. Not that I don't like it, but like I wouldn't go out of my way for it.
What is
I don't know. I wanted one.
A coupe.
Or Kyle's not drinking because he's a recovering alcoholic.
It's true.
Yeah. That's not my problem.
Sorry, did somebody drop a link or something?
Alcohol.
Jacob dropped a link to a coupe. I didn't know that was called a coupe.
Yep.
Glass.
It's the glass of the coupe.
It's classier to drink champagne out of a coupe than a flute.
I don't think it is.
I think it is. That's a classic glass. Flutes are more modern than coupes.
I mean, I guess.
It is. You see Gatsby drinking out of a flute? No, he drinks out of a coupe because he's a fucking gentleman and a badass.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to have to bring that up later.
I think Gatsby would drink out of a fucking beer stein because Gatsby was not cultured.
And before you were a recovering alcoholic, you'd suck the alcohol out of a deodorant stick, but here we are.
That's just not true.
I don't know about that. That sounds pretty accurate to me.
Please. I was never that desperate because I always had at least $2 to buy a handle of Nikolai.
Nikolai costs more than $2.
Uh...
Don't ask me why I know that. damn it! This is good content.
Well, I mean, we're streaming at least. This is the pre-show. What's the what's the price of a handle of Nikolai then, Jake?
It's the pre-show, and
$8.99.
we're just doing a little pre-gaming before we get to the real the potatoes, you know.
It's been a couple months since we willingly became part of the living machine, so we have to remember how to sound like human beings.
What is humanity?
How do you spell Nikolai?
Nikoli, I think.
Is it AI? Nikolai vodka, 1 liter. Well, I don't want 1 liter. I want a 3. Oh, it's $7.99. I was $1 off. It's at $8.99.
Wow.
Very close.
That's also.
Jake, do you wanna talk?
Do we need to talk about something, Jake?
Is this 100 proof or 80 proof though? Because it's not worth it unless you're buying 100 proof.
It's only the 80 proof. The 100 proof is like $13.
Apparently, it's $10.99.
Trevor, are you having fun?
Trevor, why are you hitting spacebar a bunch?
I'm not hitting spacebar. I'm hitting down arrow as I go through shit. Fuck off.
Well, you have the most clackety keyboard of us all, so.
I know. I've honestly been considering going back to my old keyboard because y'all won't shut the fuck up about it.
Oh, Walmart. They have me pegged at Walmart apparently. A 750 ml of Nikolai 100 proof paired with a 4-pack of Pepsi.
Is that like frequently bought together?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. It's like recommended items with this.
Some sad fucking like however many years drunkard that is fucking tricked the algorithm into just constantly fucking pulling that up. So every time he goes to the site, it's just that easy.
Why can't you buy booze off of Amazon?
Are you sure you can?
That sounds like.
Well, I know Michigan changed the laws, so we can buy certain alcohols on the internet. For a long time, you weren't allowed to even buy like any alcohol offline, but now it's certain things. I think like wines and beers. I don't know about hard liquor still, but I definitely know you can buy wines online.
Let me just check Amazon.
Doesn't Amazon have like a pantry setting where you can like have them send you a giant box of non-perishables?
Well, there's a Whole Foods section on Amazon.
Yeah, they used to have like a pantry section though. It wasn't necessarily when it was connected with Whole Foods, but
yeah, no, I can buy Pinnacle 750 80 proof Svedka.
Oh, I can buy
Burnett's,
gin.
Kettle One, Grey Goose.
I've never heard of this gin, but I could buy gin.
Never heard of the good gin, apparently.
Yeah. If you live in one of the 45, I think, states that have state stores, you might have to have it shipped to a state store.
Well, yeah, so how does this work? So let's say I want to buy this gin. It's on Prime. It says I can add it to my cart. I'm going to add it to my cart.
Are you looking at the Ritual gin alternative?
Ritual Zero Oh.
Non-alcoholic spirit.
It's not real gin. It doesn't have booze in it. Yeah, let's type whiskey.
You can get the Tank. I know how you feel about Tanqueray.
I don't like Tanqueray. I don't think I've ever liked Tanqueray. Do you think I like Tanqueray?
I said I know how you feel about Tanqueray. That's why I said it like that.
I feel like Bombay is probably my go-to. It's not my favorite gin, but it's like a staple. That, and if I'm really feeling bad about myself, I'll get Beefeater.
I like the blue one that I can't think of the name of.
The one I just said, Bombay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saffron.
Yeah.
I know you like 12 Monkey or whatever.
Monkey 47.
My
favorite botanical is probably The Botanist.
It appears you cannot buy Monkey 47 gin on Amazon. That's weird that you can get vodka, though. Like, all of the vodkas are there. And none of them are 0 proof. This is 80 proof Svedka original.
Yeah, but like I was saying, one of my favorite gins is definitely, like if it's a botanical, I like The Botanist. It's probably one of my favorites.
Eligible for 1 cent standard shipping on qualified orders when you buy 6 or more bottles from the seller and ship them to the same address.
Oh, so I can't ship them to like different people. Be like, here, Merry Christmas. Have a bottle of whatever.
Oh, so like when I go to Svedka, it says right here this item cannot be shipped to your selected location.
Well, that's because you're trying to ship it to Shvedka.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever. That's a lie. I think I've had Svedka before.
That's
Back in my heydays of drinking when I was 21, of course.
Of course, you fucking alcoholic. Anyway,
we would either drink vodka and soda or rum and coke, and then my nightcap would be Smirnoff Ice.
Ugh.
I know, so bad. Those used to give me the worst hangovers ever.
Well, that's because you drink it as you're going to sleep instead of, water.
yeah.
Well, now
You
when
dumb shit.
after a night of drinking, I drink like a bottle and a half of Gatorade, and I always feel fine in the morning. Gotta get those electrolytes.
Anything that hydrates you, really. That's a big one.
Okay, I've got my shit pulled up. I think.
Yep, I'm good
I
to
have
go.
nothing.
I've
because
I have
got
it.
Google
never
News,
prepared.
so
I have the video game I'm playing.
I
As
have
always.
some interest topics.
sounds like normal. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll go down the clap line. It's Jake, me, Trevor, Aaron.
Clap line.
The clap line. The line of claps. The
Yep.
clappity clap claps.
Everyone get ready to hit record.
Yeah.
Wait. Where's Audacity at? I got it.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
I forgot to do the monitor.
Everyone hovering over that shiny red candy-like button.
I think I hit 12 minutes ago, yeah.
I swear to Christ, are you kidding me?
Well, yeah, obviously.
Okay.
How?
Everyone ready?
No.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, record. All right, Jake.
Well, I don't have to. You guys sync to me, so you guys have to do it.
You're a shithead. All right, Kyle.
Aaron.
It's me, right? Okay, Trev's. I feel like that didn't clap like fucking at all. I don't think I even picked up. Cool.
I heard the tiniest. click.
Kyle, can you do it one more time for me, please?
Kyle.
Thank you. Okay,
All
we're
right.
good to go.
Hello
Yeah.
and welcome to On a Side Note, episode 23.
You're really selling this robot thing, aren't you?
Yeah, you're really
Oh.
into that.
He likes to not be humane.
Yes.
Have we done a podcast in 2020 yet?
No, this is our first podcast.
Hey, there you
It's-
go.
it's
That's-
been
All right,
9
hello
months.
everybody.
Welcome to the turn of the year.
Well,
Pretend
welcome
this
to the
is
new
January.
decade. I know you are all having so much fun right now.
Oh, hi.
Thank
I didn't
God.
see you there.
I didn't
We
see
know
you walk
you're-
in. It's been 9 months.
God.
I went up to pick a pack of smoke.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Or wait, hold on. So, so I was balls deep in this jar of peanut butter, and I realized I'm fucking nuts. Oh, hi, I didn't see you there.
All right.
Sorry, those lottery tickets and cigarettes took a lot longer to buy than I was expecting.
So yeah, we've done like absolutely nothing. There's been a couple of streams in the past 6 months, but
I think I've streamed Call of Duty a couple times. That's about it.
I was streaming Outer Worlds until it got literally so boring that I just stopped playing it.
Really,
As
it
one
got
does.
boring?
Wait, yeah, really? What?
It just
How?
I don't know. I'll probably pick it up again, but just I was playing it and I was like, wow, I'm not having fun, and I just didn't pick it up again.
I'm gonna
Wow.
be, like, I did watch some of the episodes, and it, like there were some decent jokes in the game, so it seemed like it was something that could have carried attention. Like, they just fucking fall off, or did they just keep
What,
doing
only
the same
jokes?
Or did they keep doing like the same joke over and over again? And you're just like, well,
The one thing I did hear about that game is it's pretty linear. I heard that was like one of the biggest complaints among people is like it has a very linear storyline. I don't
Well,
know.
From
if
what I've
that's true or
gathered, from
not,
what I
but-
heard, like a lot of the story does tie into each other, though. Like depending on who you're talking to,
Mm.
like they do all carry into each other, which makes more sense in a linear story in a way. Like it's easier to have those characters like tie into each other when you have a set path you have to go down. When it's a 100% open world, you get into that like, oh well, this
Side
character
missions and-
should
yeah.
have no fucking clue what the fuck is going on, but they do because plot relevance somewhere else, because you have to have them tie it in, but you're doing shit out
Yeah.
of order.
Or if you're
Like-
Bethesda, you just know everybody's name even though you've never met them.
You walk up and be like, "Hi, John." They're like, "Who the fuck are you?" And you're like, "Oh, I'm that guy." And you're like, "Oh, gotcha."
Well, that where you run into that scenario like Mass Effect or fucking KOTOR or something like that, where you have party members that you bring along, and you're like, this entire planet, you guys haven't said a fucking word. But then you bring another pair in like a different playthrough, and they have like all kinds of oodles of dialogue, and you're like,
Yeah.
what? It seems like a shortcoming. Why didn't you guys give any of these guys anything to say?
Yeah, because those characters are like not supposed to be there, and you're like, "What?
How was I
Thanks, I
supposed to
guess." Yeah, thanks for the heads up.
So it's like a decade later that you find out, oh yeah, this audio dialogue from fucking like this small corner of this hub map.
But
Oh,
if you
man,
would
isn't it
walk there with
hilarious? And you're
this
like, what?
person, yeah,
What?
and they
Why?
comment and tell you this deep, just phenomenal story that you never knew existed because you brought the other guy because you thought it'd be combat, so you brought the guy that's good at combat, not the techie who knows the
Oh,
technology.
Is this a dig at Far Harbor when having to bring, spoiler alert, Nick with you?
Yeah, if you don't bring Nick, there's so much shit you miss out on. Now, I can't really comment too much outside of the fact that I know that's the case. I never played Far Harbor,
Oh
so
my god, that's
Yeah,
actually
same.
one of
How?
my favorite DLCs.
Oh, that's a stupid question because the only way you play Fallout is by launching it until it crashes and then trying to debug your 800 mods. You never actually play the game. You
I
play
do
waiting
so
for
play
the
the
game
game.
to crash.
last time I played, I was gonna do the Nuka-Cola DLC, and I don't know, that DLC is kind of meh. Like,
No, I really don't like that
I
DLC.
just don't care for it a
no.
whole lot.
The DLC's
I mean,
great
it's
if you want to
interesting
murder
and-
another settlement needs your help guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not a complete asshole like you. Sorry, Mister. Hell, I'm fucking launching Rimworld here, Mister Fucking Mendal. Like, yeah, you fucking want to murder and eat some more people in this game too, Mister Cannibal and fucking 76. I'm sorry, I don't have the same play style as you.
Listen, it's not cannibalism in 76 because they're
Oh.
not humans.
Oh,
There's
I'm
humans
sure.
in the
I'm pretty
game
sure
now,
they were humans though.
I don't know if you could. Oh, I guess you can kill
I feel
the
like that argument
raiders
falls
and
flat.
eat them.
Hmm.
Previously, it
Ah.
wasn't necessarily
Hmm.
cannibalism.
Oh
Now
no, the
it's
Scorched,
possible.
which are mutated humans, sure are human, aren't
Yeah,
they?
there's a lot
Bunch
of
of
human
crunch, a
under
bunch
there.
of human.
Yeah.
What the fuck were those teeth called?
Thompson's teeth. They were the only teeth strong enough
Yeah,
to
were
eat
you-
other teeth.
Yeah, were you wearing your Thompson's teeth so you could, get your full daily calcium intake and probably more?
I always wear my Thompson's teeth.
The only other thing I remember is everybody loves molten boron.
It's nobody doesn't love molten boron.
Oh my
Well, I thought it was everybody loves molten boron, but all right, all right.
So, Aaron, you had some interesting
I
topics
misremembered.
from 6 months ago.
Oh yeah, from months ago. Let's see.
It's a
I
podcast.
mean, what
The
are we-
idiot listeners won't know when we recorded it.
Wow.
What realm?
Jesus.
Do we want to do like slightly interesting? Do we want to do alternate timeline, tinfoil hat theory, or do we want to do like some joke stuff?
I like
What do we wanna
tinfoil
do?
hat.
All right.
I literally
Uh,
just. But
so
before
as-
you go, I
as-
was just
as
gonna say
everybody-
I just found because we said tinfoil hat. My Google heard me and just popped up with how to build a hydrogen boron fusion reactor.
Well, I mean, there is. Wait. The sun is a giant ball of fusion, technically, right? Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this is technically related to fusion.
Oh.
So you kind of segued into the topic there. So I was doing reading about what was that the solar storm back in 1859 that actually hit us, and there was ridiculous effects if anybody goes ahead and reads about that. But what I didn't know was that there was one that happened in 2012 that actually missed us. So the
Oh.
tinfoil hat idea is that they're just telling us that it missed, but it actually hit us.
Ah,
Did
And
we
that's
all
why
die?
the timeline. Yeah, that's why the timeline is actually where it is now.
Are you-
good.
Are you telling me that we're in hell?
No, we're just in purgatory.
I do like on a side note, I do like how this article says, or this wiki page says, that basically the only damage was telegraph equipment system. So just goes
Oh,
to show you the amount of technology they were using back in 1859.
Oh yeah, back to the 1859 one Carrington event.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was really interesting. And then like just thinking about what one of those would cause now. Oh god, I couldn't imagine.
Oh, it'd be devastating. You
No,
better
I'd be
hope that your
fine.
entire house is wrapped in a Faraday cage.
I do
I
keep meaning to
forget,
put
what-
my
I for-
computer in a Faraday cage.
Why?
I mean, I'm not against that.
Because I
Oh,
don't
here we
want
go.
an EMP to take out all of my files.
Oh,
So-
I see. Gotcha.
Based on the collected
Oh.
data, the eruption
Normal
consisted
things.
of two separate ejections, which were able to reach exceptionally high strength as the
Which was
interplanetary medium between
ejaculations.
the sun had been had been cleared by a smaller CME 4 days earlier. Had the CME hit the Earth, it is likely that it would have inflicted serious damage to electronic systems on a global scale. A 2013 study estimated that the economic cost to the United States would have been between 600 billion and 2.6 trillion.
Oh, you mean like this thing that we're in right
Indeed.
now?
The
It's causing
coronavirus.
more economic downturn?
Yeah. I was gonna type into the fucking chat and be like, hey, so what should we use to refer to it? But coronavirus probably wouldn't trigger any like,
Coronavirus.
automatic censor. So we'll probably go with coronavirus.
Or
I'll just
or any
bleep
of
it
the
out later.
or any of the funny ones
You'll fix
Yeah.
that in post.
that you sent me.
Well, actually, you need to be careful because you can't mention Bina specifically.
Oh, we can just call it Dinah, like someone's in the kitchen with Dinah.
There
Perfect.
we go.
Wonderful.
I
No
mean,
complaints there.
As Jesse found it so hilarious. I mean, the Game Grumps referred to it as the Backstreet Boys reunion tour. That was inflicting multiple countries with just a mass hysteria of just
Wow.
Jesus. The Backstreet Boys are back. Oh my God!
Nice.
Go get tickets now.
Actually, it's the Backstreet Boys are back. All right. Wamonia though also works.
Okay.
But yeah,
I mean,
that was
that's
just
fun.
that was just a minor thing I was reading about like a while back, which I thought
A
was
minor
important.
thing? What do you mean minor?
mean, it
This
could
this
have
is a
been
pretty
major.
important thing.
Considering the timeline we're on, it's minor because it missed us. So
Considering the timeline we're on, please, like you said, our timeline's fake. You just said that.
I mean, there's a lot of other shit that could have prompted it, but I mean, it's just the fact that it was 2012 and everything else, and people were freaking out about the Mayan calendar shit and all that.
I wonder if like any of the solar
That was a
activity
potentially.
back in the day has anything to do with that, like our magnetic fields are changing extremely rapidly right now.
Actually, I
Hmm.
did all the thing about that.
Like apparently our solar fields, they expected them to change, but apparently they're changing just insanely faster than they ever expected them to change.
Right.
To be fair, the only way we've ever seen the poles polarity swap is in the magnetic records of the crust going back millions of years. So, like, we don't know the length of time it takes them to actually reverse fully.
What do you think is going to happen
Um,
if the polar magnetic field, switch? Like, what the fuck does that do? Like, is just GPS going to be all fucked up for a little while?
I
until we
forget what the
fix it?
term was.
GPS
Is it
wouldn't be
dipolar
affected?
shift or something?
Uh,
I think that's what I've
yeah, I
heard.
would assume. There's a north and
on.
south pole.
Yeah, I would.
I saw something under science news. Hold on.
Cataclysmic polar
well.
shift hypothesis. That's what came up when I typed in polar shift into Wikipedia. Cataclysmic. That's a word I really like to hear.
Oh, good. Always fun. Never a problem.
A fringe theory.
Oh,
Fringe.
Oh man, there's
Great
a
show,
lot
by
on
the
this.
way.
Holy shit. Oh yeah, cataclysmic pole shift hypothesis. There you
Floods
go.
and tectonic events. Oh my God, California would finally fall off of the face of the earth with all the earthquakes.
It'd be great. I would love an America with no California.
You say that as somebody who was like there for a long time, Jake. Like what?
Listen, I've made this point again. California is a beautiful state, and I love California, but it is just inhabited by some of the worst people I've ever met in my entire life.
You hear
At
that,
least-
California?
At least Los Angeles was. That's because I lived in Los Angeles, so.
Jake's coming right at your throat as you're, literally on your knees at the moment. How do you feel?
How does it
Oh wait,
make
that's
you
right. You
feel?
can't say anything back right now. Sorry.
Actually, I
Not
wonder if
yet.
we have any. I don't think we have anyone that watches us from California. If so, sorry, but we hate you.
Wow.
Sorry, but you suck.
You could at least pad it with not you personally. We just don't like where you are.
No. You personally. we
Chances
hate
are,
your
though,
guts.
we don't like you as a person either. We might.
I mean,
if
not
they're listening
necessarily.
to-
I mean, like, I have to admit,
Okay,
I
look.
did meet a lot of great people out there too. But it's just like California or Los Angeles itself as a city is just like a cesspit of just fucking awful. And the streets are literally paved of gold of the carcasses of the people who tried to make it in Los Angeles. So
Yeah, he does have a point.
that was a movie reference, by the way.
Was it?
Wait, what movie?
No way.
Yeah, I have no
Kiss
idea.
Kiss Bang Bang.
I'm not a movie person, so I don't know what that is.
I've heard of it, but yeah, I don't. I'm the same as Trevor. I don't know it specifically. But I mean, I was gonna say like, it's not that we don't. It's not that we don't know for a fact that we don't like them for whatever their personal beliefs are that might be counter to our own. But if they're listening to us, then they have to be at least tangentially related to a lot of the things we talk about.
I guess this is true.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
So I can't get a better
Um,
breakdown, but 11.8% of our viewers are from the U.S.
Okay. I kind of figured as much, in all honesty.
I'm surprised it's that low, honestly.
But while we're talking about it,
Hopefully-
has anybody like watched or seen any good movies recently whilst sitting at home doing nothing?
I don't know.
Honestly, no.
You watch
I
your
haven't had
Animu
the-
movies?
Not often.
He's getting calling you out.
No, the
Yeah, that's-
Miyazaki movies. I thought you didn't
Oh,
watch like one of the Miyazaki
yeah.
movies recently.
Yeah, I was going through and watching all the Studio Ghibli movies because I haven't watched any of them, and everyone was always like, "How?" And I was like, "I don't fucking know."
I mean,
don't.
I'm not.
They were
even,
good,
like,
but I never saw them.
like
I mean, now I
those
have. But...
fans of like Ghibli movies.
What, like
but-
the really obsessed ones who are just like it's
Oh,
it's
God,
that or
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. Like they're good, but I'm not like
Die
fucking
hard about
dropping
it.
everything for them. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
But,
they
like,
were
is that-
definitely good, but like, no.
Is that
I-
how you
I-
came
I'm
out of it?
What? Die Hard fan?
No, I mean, you're just like, I can appreciate what this for what it is, and like, yeah, the art's good, but other than that, like, I mean, it was a good movie. But, like,
Yeah, it was definitely like they were good movies. I don't remember exactly which ones I
I'm not
watched.
gonna fucking kill somebody over this. Like,
Yeah, no. Well, I wouldn't do that with any movie, so it's hard to say. I don't get emotionally attached to things. Shocker. But like other than that, yeah, no, they were definitely good. You know, I'm not gonna say they weren't. Between the ones I watched, it's hard to say like which one
I
I
was
would
gonna
have to
say, like-
say.
let's elaborate. Which ones did you watch?
Hold on, I gotta like. I have shit memory, so give me a second here. I have to open my internet
All right.
and look at this. So
I
it was definitely let's see, hold on. It was Kiki's movie company. I forgot the fuck her actual
Kiki's
fucking.
Delivery
Movie
Service.
Thank you.
Kiki's
Moving.
company.
Like,
I told
she
you.
grew up
I
and
got.
she started like that. She is a direct competitor of Amazon now, or
I was
something.
about to say she's like it's like the life of Kiki the witch as a fucking like producer
Yeah.
for fucking movies.
No, not movies. I said moving. Anyway,
Oh, moving
Uh,
company. So yeah,
that's what I said. 'Cause I'm
so-
like, I know it's wrong, but it's close enough. They'll know what the fuck that means.
He's yelling at a
Uh,
bunch of burly demons to hurry up with moving your couch.
Yeah, you gotta get that moved over there.
You
Yeah,
all have to
right.
be on the road by noon.
Come on, you fuckers! I didn't summon you for nothing. You
Uh,
think all of that child blood
you-
was free?
Jesus Christ.
Did you
I
watch?
mean, are you gonna use anything less for fucking demon summoning, Kyle? Come on.
Yeah, right. No.
Did you watch Princess Mononoke or Spirit Away?
Yes, both.
Because
So,
those are like the two most popular ones. I feel like.
Spirited Away is the only one I've ever seen.
It was good.
I've seen part of it and then I fell asleep during it because it was
Really?
Wow.
like
You
kind
fell
of
asleep
that
during
boring to
something?
me.
I don't believe it.
Your narcoleptic
Shut up.
ass fell asleep.
Princess Mononoke, I will say, has to be one of my favorites just because I like it like that.
I
It's
think
good.
Kiki holds a nostalgic in my heart because, like, I remember watching that as a kid.
Yeah, I never watched
Uh,
any of them.
nope.
Like
Nobody-
Spirit Away, I
nobody
remember
really
watching
heard.
way back when, partially because it was like on Adult Swim or some shit. But that's it. I never watched any other ones.
What the fuck is the
I was
Cat
gonna say-
Returns?
Nobody's here for that's a Ghibli movie, right? Howl's Moving Castle.
Yes.
Hell's Moving Castle was good. I like that one.
Okay, so
Uh,
you did watch that.
Yeah, I watched Hell's Moving Castle, Castle in the Sky, Kiki, Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, and there was another one which is escaping my mind, but those are the ones that I can think of off the top of my head.
I have the Wikipedia of all
Castle
this
in
stuff.
the Sky, is that new? I feel like
That's
one
I
of
think
the
their
newer
first
ones.
one.
That was '86. That wasn't his first movie.
Oh my
Castle
God.
of the Coglis. I don't even know how to say it.
No, but this is from him
Listostro?
specifically. This is not Studio
Cogliostro?
Ghibli.
Cagliostro?
Yeah, there you go.
You want to
Wait,
look at the
isn't
Studio
that,
Ghibli one?
That was from 1979, and Castle in the Sky was from 1986.
Okay, so then
That
yeah,
was
I'm
the
missing
first one
one.
under the studio name, Studio Ghibli, which is why I'm thinking that.
Lupin
Uh,
the Third. Okay, so yeah, that's why I remember Cagliostro. Cagliostro? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it either.
Cagliostro, I'm gonna say. Fucking crucify
Everyone
me.
yell at him in the
because you're
comments.
fucking- Yeah.
I pronounced it wrong first. Jesus Christ. I don't even know how I pronounce it. I just butchered the shit out of it. So
But yeah, I remember Lupin the Third
Other
at least.
Kikis.
As like a character.
I should go through and watch some of them. Honestly, yeah.
Every time I see fucking From Up on Poppy Hill, never saw it, don't know anything else about it. All I know is it always makes me think of Up on Melancholy Hill, which is fucking a gorilla song. I didn't watch any of the newer ones though. I only went back and watched the older ones. The most recent one out of the list of Ghibli films that I watched was Ponyo. Ponyo? Ponyo, I think it's yeah, whatever.
Oh, little like goldfish girl or whatever.
Yeah. Hey, that literally describes it. So
Dude, that's literally what it is.
yeah. So that was the most recent one I watched.
No,
Yeah.
no, my neighbor Totoro or whatever.
I know I watched that one too. That's one of the
Fat
earlier
Cat?
ones though.
The
Yeah,
Fat Round Cat.
I did watch that one. Hey, that's
What
another
the
one I forgot.
What the fuck is my neighbors the Yamadas? What the hell?
It's definitely about the Yakuza.
I'm sorry. what?
I don't know. You
What?
click on it. That just look at that fucking theatrical poster.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
awful.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, what the hell is it?
This is definitely a depiction of the Yakuza in Japan. I'm very certain of that because the birds are like everywhere, just like the Yakuza.
Well, let me tell you. Well, let's put it this way: when you go down like the percentage here, right? The RT percentage here, right? It's one of the lowest out of all of them.
Oh yeah, it is. Wow.
The Metacritic is also not among the highest.
I'm sorry, hold on. Each of the vignettes is preceded by a title such as Father as Role Model, A Family Torn Apart, or Patriarchal Supremacy Restored?
Oh,
Sorry, that title is literally a trigger for Hose Mad, I'm gonna tell you.
shit.
Patriarchal Supremacy Restored.
I just
Jeez.
picture like a Dark Souls title card.
Yeah,
Humanity restored. No. Patriarchal supremacy restored.
Oh my God.
you told her she can't wear the short shorts and go to that rock concert, patriarchal supremacy restored. Boomer takes a sip in victory. Oh shit. God damn.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. There you go. Wait, so hold on. What was the
What?
first thing you used on here? It
Dude,
was... Was it-
what? Tales from Earthsea? That dragon's metal as fuck. What the hell is this?
Oh, that is so metal.
It's also the lowest rated one, I think.
No, the other one that he was just talking about, the neighbor of Yamada's or whatever.
My neighbor Yamada's
Bruh.
is 78. Tales of Earthsea is 43%.
Oh shit! Yeah, and it's got a 47 Metacritic. Holy Christ!
What do people not like about it? I mean, the dragon looks pretty metal and shit, and like I'm seeing stuff about
How do
an
people
art
not
that-
like this? The dragon looks bitchin'.
Let's see, reception. The film received a number one in
There's
the
a kid
Japanese
getting
box office
stabbed.
on opening week, grossing over 90 million yen. I feel like that's not a lot. Yeah, $7 million.
Yeah.
Pushing Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest to second place. Wow, that's pretty bad. Let's see.
Damn.
Early 1980s animator.
It was released on Disney. It was rated PG-13 for violent
Let's
images.
see, It was mixed
I mean, there's shit
reviews.
about a king getting stabbed in a fucking dark corridor with a dagger by his son, and a kid being rescued by wolves and an archmage
Yeah,
and some
it
shit.
doesn't really
So
say,
I mean,
and on the wiki, it doesn't really say why it was rated poorly. It just says that it has the lowest score of Ghibli films.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yet, at the same time, it's like reached number one at the box office. Like, all right, it's
I was
in
gonna say
Japan.
a budget of 22 mil and it fucking returned 68. So you know they like tripled their
What?
money.
It says it only box office 7 million.
up in the top
I'm
right
seeing
though.
I'm seeing a box office of 68.7 mil.
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
that was opening weekend.
That was opening,
Yeah,
yeah, it was
opening
the
week.
opening.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
she can have a bad opening weekend, but Ghibli movies are just like
They have
that
just name
fucking-
recognition at that point. Because
Yeah,
what year
that
was
This
cult
is
this?
the second
area.
one released.
2006. So this was after they were pretty popular. Like they were well known as a studio. So, because that's
Oh my god!
The weebs were angry.
I didn't realize Ponyo was 2008. God, that feel old now. Fuck.
I know, right? It feels like it's
12
ancient.
years ago.
That feels recent. Fuck, dude. Wow.
I can't
Couldn't
believe
tell
Kiki's
ya.
been around since before I was born. Like, Jesus Christ. The closest one would be
89.
Proco Rosso or
Yeah. No. What about? Oh, it's right. Because you're older than me by
well,
like
I'm
6 months.
93, but that's the closest one to my birthday
There's
besides Whisper
fucking
in the
Ocean
Heart
Waves.
and
Ocean
On
Waves
the
literally
Heart.
is
Oh,
1993. Do not see that one. Hold on. Here. Release
Yeah.
date was May
Oh.
5th, 93.
I can't believe how old these movies are.
All of them are old.
Crazy.
They're definitely older than I like. I remember thinking the same thing actually when I was going through trying to
It's
find
also-
these. I was like, "Holy shit, these are older movies."
It's also amazing how much like in Japan like this is a true medium of like film for them. Like even like manga and shit in Japan, it's like a true medium of like entertainment and like that's I feel like yeah, we have comics, but it's not the same thing. Like it's super dedicated to, you know, being a true way to absorb some media or
any kind of media.
yeah, over
Like
there.
the stories are not just about superheroes like they are most comics here.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
about literally
It's
anything. You name a
slice of
topic, there's a
life,
thing
for
there.
Christ's sake. Like that's
Yeah.
a thing, slice of life, and
That's a topic.
turning into a goo or whatever the fuck.
Turning it into a goo. Do you mean
My
the
life is a slime or
reincarnated
whatever.
yeah,
as a
that's
slime?
it. That's it. Yeah.
I've seen commercials for that fucking constantly. I don't understand why
I-
it's being
I'm-
pushed so
I'm-
goddamn hard.
I'm hating that. Like,
Wait, is
I'm-
it really being pushed? I watched it like last year. It was fine, I guess.
I mean,
I
they're
see
also
commercials
a
on it
medium,
on like 4 different websites.
So it's
they're
probably
also
like
a
an
medium
English
by
thing.
which you can, you know, tell of the atrocities of the fucking atomic bomb that was dropped in Japan.
Hell,
I
fuck.
watched-
but
I
that was
watched
literally
fucking-
Howl's
They have
Moving
made
Castle.
so
or-
much about that, and then I watched Barefoot Gen, and like Jesus Christ, dude, the
Yeah.
bomb scene in that is fucking like ridiculous.
Oh, wait, what? Fuck. What was the one that we were talking about like 2 years ago? That we were like, what is this like pseudo? Why do they have like Nazi armor? Jinro.
Oh, Jinro, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what
The
the
hell is
fuck
that?
is this? Uh,
The Wolf
Sh- how-
Brigade.
yeah. How do you even
There's also-
describe that
And
without spoiling a
that's the
little
crazy
anything?
part too, is that they made an they made an animated fucking movie of it, but it actually was a live action series for the longest time.
I did not know that. I only saw
Yeah.
the animated film, which was good. I liked it.
Uh,
It was definitely good. But I was like, holy fuck,
Said it was a manga.
Jesus.
That I don't know if it was a manga.
I
Wolf
think
Brigade?
there is a manga, but I don't think it came out first.
Oh
might
god,
be
they made
wrong,
a
but-
newer version of it
Oh god.
It was a film. Okay.
from 2018,
Oh.
Ilong the Wolf Brigade, and it's a live action. Oh no, how did this do?
How did it do? I don't. I know. I said
25% Rotten Tomatoes, 6 out of 10 on IMDb. I don't know. But then
I
Google
don't know,
users-
man. Wait.
Google users 89% like this movie. You see, and that's the thing. Oh, it was a Netflix adaptation. Nope, fuck
Oh.
it, it's trash.
Also
It's trash.
from South Korea.
Anybody who's seen the fucking Death
Warner
Note
Bros.
fucking
Korea.
Netflix
God.
fucking adaptation
I've only seen
knows.
parts of it, and I'm just like, oh god, fuck no. Why?
I'm just gonna link ER's.
They did everything backwards. I was like, what the fuck? Literally, they just like remember that main character that you liked that you had like character. We got rid of all that shit and just made him a completely different person.
Well, that and it was like a
Why?
main character. It was a main character you liked, but you like only were like, yeah, his ideal kind of makes sense, but he's kind of fucked in the head. Like, he
Yeah, like
thinks
you
he's
could get
God.
that. You're
Come
just like,
on.
his end goal is literally murder. So I mean, you kind of have like a. I get it. You're going after criminals and like people in jail and shit, but like, excuse me, they're already in prison. Why are you executing them?
Yeah, like it's a little much, man.
It's a little much. Like, I don't know. And like even then though, like even if we're going past that, like his personality, they were like, hey, you want to fucking change everything about his personality? He's like that, popular guy. Everyone likes him. He's good at sports. He's the top of his grades. Yada yada yada. And then the fucking new version, he's getting bullied by everyone. People look down on him. I'm like, why? Why would you make that
Yeah.
change? What? Why would you be like, this is a better character? That like the point of him being like that was no one would think that he's the one who would do it because why?
Yeah,
he's a
he's
likable
excelling.
guy.
And he's also like attempting to be student president. Like he's got everything going for him.
Wasn't
So
his
why would he be a
Dad,
sadistic
like,
murderer?
in
Yeah,
political
exactly.
office?
But
Yeah,
then the
his
new
dad
and
was
then
an
the
officer.
Netflix adaptation, it's like the kid who looks like and acts like he's about to shoot up the school. Oh, he's the psycho murderer? Really? Like
Would never. happen.
no.
Who would have thunk it?
Oh, God. No, it's just absurd to me, like that they were like, this is a good fucking course of action. Like,
Kyle, that's for you.
But yeah, Japanese live actions, it's kind of hit and miss, especially the older ones, because holy shit, do they show their age? Like that's the thing I was going to say earlier. The animated ones, or even anime in general, like it's hard to show its age unless you're somebody who's been watching them, and then you can identify like, oh yeah, they're like the long spindly characters that you see back in like 80s and 90s ones. You're like, yeah, this shit's dated as fuck. Because
Yeah.
the style's kind of changed coming up to now, of like how characters are drawn at least. Although
yeah, I mean,
Kyle
even then,
makes
not
his-
even just
always
like,
makes this
characters,
point of if I wanted to
shovel
draw
face.
anime, I would draw a fucking shovel.
shovel with eyes, and then throw some
Yeah.
fucking
And
spiky hair on top.
throw some unique hair on it. If it's the main character.
Yeah, like, and then you make sure it's nice and vibrantly colored, so you know who the important people are. Like,
Exactly.
from a glance.
Other people can have spiky hair, but it's got to be black. The main character's got to have like purple or bright teal.
Yeah,
really.
exactly.
But yeah, the live actions, yeah, they're hit and miss. Specifically, Trevor, you mentioned how in or it was mentioned in our chat how you fucking are dressed up as Majima in your fucking Animal Crossing. And I sent that image of fucking. That's literally from the live action adaptation that they made for fucking Yakuza.
Yeah, but that
And
scene is so like perfectly embraces his character, you know?
but
It's wonderful.
it's apparently a production gap. The guy literally went to peek around the corner with the covered eye, and it was just like, "Oh, we got the scene done, so fuck it, add it in."
Yeah, they added it in, and then as he's standing there smiling like a fucking psychopath, he just pulls out a baseball bat. But like that's his character though. Like he is that scene is more in line with like the game than anything else was from what I've gathered. Granted, I can't say too much. I haven't watched it, so but like talking about how adaptions can be bad, I'm like that in my mind feels more like a good adaptation. But
Yeah,
like, I
like it's
haven't
true to
seen the
life.
whole thing, so I
Well,
can't
and
talk
that
about the
series is
rest.
so fucking wacky to begin with that like, well, actually, it's a duality of like being super serious and
Yeah.
fucking wacky at the same time,
But
which
when you
is
have
fucking
the
strange.
you can't have the super like intense Yakuza storyline without like fun moments on top of it to kind of like give you that breathing
Need some
room.
breathing space. Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so like then you have it like, well, why don't we just make the characters like kind of goofy, but then at the same time they know when to be serious, and they do have that like serious tone to them. But when they're just out hanging with the bros, they're just fucking dumb. I'm like, perfect. That is a great character.
I mean,
'Cause
that
it
just feels
works.
and like doing it that way just feels like an oh Japan kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just like narrative flow. What does it mean?
Whatever are thou?
Dumb when hanging out with the bros reminds me. I just saw a thing talking about the Cloud and Barrett from Final Fantasy VII. They were talking about that scene where they're standing in front of the giant door to the like safe. It's just like a giant vault door. Like standing there thinking, and then start trying to like break through it with swords. And they were mentioning how like
Oh, and they're just
separately they're incredibly smart and capable characters, but if you put them in a room together, their IQ drops 200 points.
because I remember seeing a GIF where he's like literally like banging with the Buster Sword on the fucking
Just like
door, and it's just like, what do you think
one-handed
this is going to
flailing
do?
his hand against the safe door.
It will solve the problems, guys. Seriously, we'll get in there in no time. Honest.
Like anybody with like a collective IQ of at least fucking 70 would be like, maybe there's a control panel.
Collective of 70. That's still shooting pretty
It's the low end of like lukewarm.
It's just normal shit. You know.
But
Um,
getting back to movies. No, I've been watching DS9. I'm almost done with that.
Oh
Yeah, I know
god.
you don't stop talking about it, man.
It's so good.
So you keep saying it's good. I'm too lazy to bother looking into literally anything pertaining to it. So tell me, synopsis. What is it? I don't know shit about it.
I'm
So-
just not a fan of Star Trek, but yeah, go
So,
ahead.
I would absolutely recommend watching Babylon 5 first, because from what I've read, the guy who wrote Babylon 5 approached the studio for Star Trek first and said, "Here's a universe Bible I wrote," and they said, "We don't want this." So he went to a different company. They picked up Babylon 5 and started filming. And then after it was on air for 2 months, Deep Space Nine went into production. So it's kind of a ripoff, but with a Star Trek flair. So if you don't like Star Trek, you might not like it. But they live on a space station, and galactic politics ensue. It's really good. Great show. Watch
Gotcha.
Babylon 5 first, though. So good.
I mean, okay, I won't say that I entirely hate Star Trek. I like it for the meme value that it has garnered, but other than that, yeah, no.
I've gotten tons of great meme screenshots.
Good to know
Oh,
that
I
it's
don't
one of
doubt it.
those kind of things.
And then
What's her name? She doesn't post that often anymore.
who?
The person who made those quick clips of like
Yeah,
just random scenes from it.
She also made Skyrim videos all the time.
Yeah.
I
I don't remember.
I mean, if you just search Star Trek out of context, she'll come up.
Yeah, actually, here, I'll just do that real quick. That'll be the easiest way.
The NGE out of context, I think, is the best one. Or yeah, Next Generation. And the only other thing I've watched was Beastars.
Zora Nova.
I think I'm
Shout
wanting
out-
to watch that. I was
shout
actually gonna
out
watch
to
it
Sora
yesterday,
Nova.
and I didn't get around to it.
I just watched a movie recently, and I only watched it because I was really surprised. I didn't know this that Martin Scorsese directed it, but it was Hugo.
Oh yeah, Hugo was good.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed that movie.
Hold on, I
What?
want to make sure I'm thinking of the same movie. Hold on a second.
It's definitely like geared for like a kids movie, I would say, but it's really interesting about like that filmmaker back in the day who
Oh no, I'm thinking of a different
Oh
movie.
my
You're good.
God.
Never mind.
What?
Her channel has 65 million views. Jesus Christ. Didn't even realize. 65 million views, but only 290,000 subs. That's the duality of YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah.
Geez, that TNG thing was from 2016.
you feel
There
old
it
yet?
is.
You feel old yet?
You feel old, boomer?
I do.
I'm glad you admitted to being a boomer.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna watch Deep Space Nine.
I would recommend if you think you might be interested, give it a chance past like the third episode, because like for the first couple episodes, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep watching this, but then it actually got pretty good.
Also, I did just watch the Hateful Eight director's cut on Netflix with the 4 hours of stuff, and I don't know what was different.
You did mention that. You were just like,
Yeah.
I don't fucking know what's going on here.
I mean, in my defense, I
Yeah.
did watch the movie when it came out in theaters, so maybe that's why I don't remember what was different. But like, I legitimately did not see what was different about the extra, like, what 30 minutes or 45 minutes added. So I
Did you
missed
do like?
something.
Did you pull a Jamie and like look up what the differences were?
I didn't. I didn't care that much.
Well, I feel like that'd be productive to at least like tell you like, okay, I would have never noticed this if it was just like some random scenes of them like riding through a fucking forest or something like during the earlier part of the movie. I mean, unless it's like actual substantial cuts, because that's usually what like
30 extra minutes of
Directors
footage,
do.
just 30 straight minutes of the Skyrim intro, just riding in a cart on your way to get beheaded in Helgen.
yeah. Skyrim is gone gold, and it's like, yep, we're including everything from the cutting room floor.
Look, we
actually
really
wanted the
wanted this
cart ride to
scene.
be 30 minutes longer so that you could actually experience the dread of
You
the,
actually they're actually carting you from the border, like the actual border, but you were trying to cross the western border, not the southern border, so they cart you all the way there.
you just
you
like
know.
pass Whiterun, you're like, oh hey, that's nice. But I wonder if I ever go there.
Have I been there? I don't know. This character's about to die, so fuck if I know. That was like the biggest mistake of like the opening.
I wish
It
there was an
removed the entire
intermission during
illusion.
this opening
of
to my
creating your-
game.
Yeah, no. The fact that they have you open up and create your character before they send you to the chopping block. I'm like, this character could literally, they could have literally killed that character, and then afterwards started you with a new character, and made that start have nothing to do with your character.
That honestly, that would have been interesting. Like you're just a fucking random yokel who like wanders up to Helgen after it gets burned to shit, and then you
watching
run
that?
the right one.
Yeah,
Rather
like
than being
or
the
like you're
person who
there because you're like,
survived
I want to watch the executions because that's a thing you do. You know?
So you go through character creation, and then they kill you, and then you go through a secondary character creation, like a
No,
huge,
that's what I mean.
like
though.
a huge middle
Well,
figure. Like you spend like 2 hours creating this character, it gets fucking executed. It's like, hey, start character creation again.
Oh, thanks.
That'd be
This is
like-
the character
that'd-
you'll actually play.
Yeah.
It'd be, I feel specifically targeted. Just saying. Considering my track record of spending like 4 to 5 hours in a fucking character creator.
Look,
know
I do
what
the
I-
same.
Where I spend the most time is names. Oh my god, I can never think of a fucking name for a character.
See, I
Yeah.
always just, if I can't immediately think of a name, I just go to Donjon. I usually go to the sci-fi one, and I'm like, give me a fucking name.
I just go to behind the name. Usually what I use.
I
If I
usually
don't
just
have
use
something already in mind.
something from another.
You usually just use fucking Udo or Gerlukovich.
Or Jack. I use Jack a lot if I want
Or
like just a
Oberdorf of
simple ass
some
fucking
sort.
name. But yeah, no, those are usual go-tos. Like hell, I think that's fucking... like I use that. I think yeah, you're right. I think I use that for a lot of things. Should work on that.
Where
Udo
your
von
fucking latest
Lichtenstein.
Mountain Blade fucking run where you Rolf gear.
That's my Crusader Kings too. Let's get it right.
I always used to use Yolfgar for names. I don't know
Um,
why.
Wait, what?
I would always use Finbar in Skyrim.
Aaron,
I don't know. I don't.
if it didn't make sense for a character to cook, you wouldn't even ever touch a cooking pot. So it's not worth it asking what name you usually use because you don't usually use any one name.
I mean, that's what I was about to say. Is that like literally, I don't usually use one. Like I'm usually doing character runs,
I do that too, though.
or I'm at
So
least like
don't
doing
feel like
some
you're
light-
being outed here.
some light RP.
I mean, I'm absolutely
RP
calling
light.
him out, but I can call you out as well.
And don't bother. Won't make a difference.
Aaron, you said you had some funny news from 6 months ago.
Entertain
That's
us,
some
funny
funny-
man.
Well, actually, it's from much longer ago.
Oh, even
good.
better.
I mean,
Yeah, how long have we
here,
been stuck
actually,
inside now? 2.5 months?
Actually, I'll send one that literally dates itself within the first line of the article.
Ooh, I can't wait. Buying a PlayStation 2. Iraq buys 4,000 PlayStation 2s in World's Conquest bid.
What?
Either
This is
that
from-
or Saddam
this is
just
from
wants the Ridge
December
Racer 4 high score.
This is from December 19th, 2000.
Yes.
Jeez.
And
All
look
right.
at the first line. Forget Jim Carrey. Saddam Hussein is the real Grinch who stole Christmas. Literally dating itself, dude. So fucking hard. Back before Jim Carrey showed up next to a fucking CGI'd fucking monstrosity of a fucking hedgehog.
That is fine.
So yes, they actually bought a bunch of PS2s to make a fucking like supercomputer. Back before the Iraq War started.
You know, this reminds me that recently I also watched all of Arrested Development, and
Great show.
it was a big plot point that that his dad, Michael Bluth, was whatever.
Yeah.
Michael Bluth built a bunch of houses for Saddam Hussein.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh no, it wasn't Michael. What was it? Yeah, what was his dad's name?
George Bluth
Yeah.
Senior, Michael Bluth's dad.
Good stuff.
Wait, what was Michael Cera's character? Wasn't he named after like
George
a famous?
Michael.
Yeah, George Michael.
So for a
Oh my
while, people
God.
were calling him Little George, and he was like, "No."
Just
Am I-
no.
Am I thinking correctly of like like Careless Whisper, George Michael, or am I misremembering the person's name?
Wait, did he do
The
that?
singer-songwriter George
Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna have to fucking Jamie this.
Get on top of
George
that.
Michael was an English songwriter,
Yeah,
record
no,
producer,
yep.
philanthropist.
Wake me up before you go.
Yep,
Is that George Michael?
Apparently.
Oh,
Yep.
Jeez. And he did fucking Careless Whisper?
Yeah.
Oh
No,
my
I'm looking at
God.
it right now.
And he
George
did
Michael,
Last
Careless
Christmas.
Whisper. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
The interesting group. Quite the portfolio.
Yeah, no, he definitely made some hits that are cult classics there.
Real hits and classics of the cult of variety.
Wake me up before you go.
But here, going
Take
through
me
the
before
article
you
real
go
quick.
go.
Yeah.
She asked first.
Or even this angle, in a secret document leaked to WND takes on the matter. A stack of machines being wired together in some vast supercomputer configuration to be used to take over the world. Sounds a bit billion-dollar brain to us, i.e., bollocks, but we don't suppose there's a good reason why Iraqi computer scientists can't get Linux running in Beowulf configuration on 4,000 PS2s. For the purposes of subverting Western democracy, though we note that Florida seems to have done a pretty good job of that already. Most Americans don't realize that each PlayStation unit contains a 32-bit CPU, every bit as powerful as the processor found in most desktops and laptop computers. One unnamed military intelligence source told WND. Beyond that, the graphics capabilities of a PlayStation 2 are staggering, 5 times more powerful than that of a typical graphics workstation, and roughly
Jesus
15
Christ.
times more powerful than the graphics cards found in most PCs.
Wow. I've
Man.
got an RTX
those-
2080, so
Just imagine
Unnamed
any of our computers then. You know what I mean?
Well,
Just 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Not to completely pull a plot point out of Iron Skies, but the dude had an iPhone 2, and it was more powerful than anything the Moon Nazis had been able to make in 60 years on the backside of the moon.
Jesus.
Uh,
Applications for
that.
this system are potentially frightening, said another intelligence source. One expert I spoke with estimated that an integrated bundle of 12 to 15 PlayStations could provide enough computer power to control an Iraqi unmanned aerial vehicle, or UAV, a pilotless aircraft. Now, this is also the time period where that was like the new forefront of technology and scary.
And scary. Before we use them
I was gonna say,
Yeah, I was gonna
exclusively.
say.
back before our previous president used it to like just
Level parts of, like,
decimate
towns.
towns, yeah.
We have reports there may or may not be insurgents. Well, level that quarter of the town.
What
Problem solved.
What about the residents?
They're all
obviously hiding
terrorists now.
someone.
Yeah, they're all accomplices.
Yeah, they're complicit.
Jake, I hate this fucking article
Spruce.
you sent me.
yeah.
This sounds almost as bad as the scare stories from the early 1980s of Sinclair ZX81s being nabbed by the Soviet military. So for their ZA80 CPUs, handy for controlling ICBMs, we were told. Bundled PlayStation computers could also be used to calculate ballistic data for long-range
computers.
missiles, or the design of nuclear weapons. Iraq has long had difficulty calculating the potential yield of nuclear devices, a critical requirement in designing such weapons. We're going to use PS2s for it.
PS2s, man, they were ahead of their time. Come on
My
now.
nuclear guidance system created with 15 fucking pawn shop fucking PS2s I got.
He bought 4,000 of them. All right, he could have had like at least 2 of those nuclear control systems.
Here's the thing about that, though. I just they couldn't have just bought the parts. They needed to buy PlayStation.
They could have just bought PCs.
Nope. Obviously PS2s, the cutting edge from Japan.
I
feel
feel like
like
they could have
I
just bought
actually-
parts from Japan.
Listen, I feel like actually back in the day, it probably was cheaper to buy a PS2 and salvage it for the parts than to buy a good piece. Like, think about how expensive PCs were back in the day. Like, you can't go out and buy like a $200 laptop like you could back in the day. Like, you still had to buy a
Yeah.
full tower.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. They were not cheap.
And laptops would have just been coming into the fold of being the affordable man's.
Yeah, and you'd have like
fucking
100 or 512
on the
gigs of
go.
RAM and like maybe 50 gigs of not 50 gigs. Like
megs.
yeah, 50 megs of memory.
Hey, that goes to show the times. Megs. You mean gigs these days?
50 gigs is fucking nothing, dude. Nowadays,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Yeah.
hell, what the fuck is like RAM anymore? What, 8 GB of RAM? Oh my
That's
god,
nothing.
that's
I can't-
shit.
I
That's
have an
trash.
Dude, I have an old MacBook Pro that I use to watch TV on and like Netflix and stuff, and it struggles on 8 gigs of RAM.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I'm sorry, that has 6 in it. It struggles on 6 gigs of RAM.
And
So
then
8 would
we're
actually
thinking
be
back
like a
to
slight
like,
step up.
yeah,
Mhm.
like fucking shit. Every time I like come across like an old computer or something at like work or something, I take it apart because I'm like, all right, let's see what we fucking got in this bad boy, right? I'm like, all right, what's the DDR? DDR1, great. What's the capacity? 512 kilobytes. What the fuck?
I don't even think
Jesus
Windows 10 would, I don't
Christ.
even think Windows 10 would run on that. Jesus
No,
Christ.
it's kilobytes. Windows 10 has a minimum of 4 gigabytes.
Are you sure
Like,
about that?
I'm looking
uh,
up Windows 10 minimum requirements right now.
yeah, I was gonna say I'm probably wrong on that, but I know it's like at least 2 gigabytes.
RAM is 1 gigabyte is minimum required.
Really? I could have sworn it was 2.
16 gigs hard drive space, DirectX 9 is a graphics card, or a WDDM 1.0 driver. I don't even know what that is. Display 800 by 600, and a 1 gigahertz processor is minimum.
Wow,
Guys,
that's
you might be thinking of
trash.
Windows 8 that has the 2 gig requirement.
Well, Windows
Maybe.
it's a 2 gig requirement for 64-bit, but Windows 10 comes in 32-bit.
That's probably what I'm thinking of because
Mm.
who the fuck uses 32 anymore?
Yeah, because thank God. Well, I mean, yeah, no one uses 32-bit, but a lot of people still use 32-bit processors. I'm looking at you, Apple. Fucking Catalina took out 32-bit for some fucking reason. So, like, for me, a person who makes music is fucked because, like, so many synths and shit and, like, plugins still run on 32-bit. So I'm fucked. I'm never upgrading to Catalina. I'm sticking with Mojave the rest of my goddamn life.
Until all that shit gets updated,
Jake's,
if it gets
Jake's
updated.
Jake literally sitting here yelling at the corpse of Steve Jobs. Upgrade your shit.
No, fucking Tim Apple. Fuck you, Tim Apple, you motherfucker. Fucking 30 getting rid of 32-bit. Like I understand why you're getting rid of 32-bit because like it's antiquated, but at the same time like they have like where I work, we have an entire list of programs that won't work on 32-bit anymore. It's seriously over half of our program list will
Wow.
not work on the new Mac operating system. And next year, we are 100% doing Catalina because we're getting new computers and, well, you can't
Get
downgrade
new.
to Mojave.
Yeah.
So,
Unless you wait, you really can't like just format it and then reinstall the old.
I think you can, but I think you have to like really go through like an arm and a leg to do it. I mean, I don't know. I can't afford a new fucking Mac, so I have no idea.
That's
Dude,
sounds
I'll
like
tell you what though, like
hell.
Mac OS is seriously a great operating system, but like fuck man, if they just keep changing so much stuff for like the worse, and it's just like I don't know. I love Mac OS. Like for just like web browsing and doing like simple tasks, word processing and whatever. I love Mac OS, but like the way it keeps changing, like it keeps pushing me away and away and away. And like I'm never gonna upgrade to Mojave if I can't, like from Mojave if I can at this point, unless I start using a different DAW to make music. So
And less potentially, maybe. But
Have you tried Linux? No, I'm kidding.
if I could
have
run
you
Linux,
tried
Logic
that?
on Linux, I probably would, but I unfortunately that is a Mac only processor, and I fucked myself by only learning 2 DAWs, one being FL Studio, which is decent but not the greatest. So
Good times. Sounds like you need to learn to code.
I
Just
don't think coding
saying.
would help me with that. I actually have started learning Bash a little bit because I work with Mac so much, but they're getting rid of Bash. Well, they're not getting rid of Bash, but it's not going to be their standard terminal command line isn't going to be Bash anymore with Catalina, which is again fucking stupid. I don't know who is making these decisions at Apple to do stuff like this.
Somebody who thinks they know better. That's where a
Yeah.
lot of these fucking dumb decisions come from in any company. It's just somebody who's like in a position and thinks that, now that they have some newfound power in this position, all of their fucking great ideas can come to field, and when they do it, it's like everybody looks at them and says, I mean, he's the man in charge, so we'll do it.
Well,
And
that's
then the end user ends up being like, wow, this is fucking stupid.
well, yeah, that's like putting USB 3 or Apple's proprietary Lightning port on
Oh,
all the new
God.
MacBook Airs. Like, what the fuck's the point of that? Like, you're then everybody has to go out and buy like $60 dongles to do anything.
was-
Like, I get it. Like, you're trying to make it so the user only has to use one thing, but that's not how the world works. Like, everybody is going to be using USB-C until like 2050 or USB-A until like 2050. Like, no one's getting rid of USB-A ever, as
Not
much as great as
soon,
Yeah.
USB-C
no.
is.
Well, and that's my thing. I was gonna say you could take the fucking cynics route and be like, oh, well, they just want to corner the market before there's any potential to, you know, have other people get around it.
I think one or two USB Cs is good to have on a device because USB C is an extremely powerful thing. Like some of the dongles you can get have like DisplayPort, 3 USBs on it, HDMI, Ethernet, and it can all run through USB C, which is awesome. Like that's incredible. But at the same time, I don't want to have to buy a dongle to plug in a flash drive. Like that kind of sucks.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean because I'm like, don't get me wrong, USB-C is very good and I understand its reasoning. It's just like you said, it's not gonna be within the next few years that like flash drives are fucking in USB-C. They're still gonna be in USB-A
Yeah,
because you need to have it go backwards compatible for the next or the past like 12 years of fucking computers because no one fucking upgrades their computers.
Yeah, no,
So
there's not a single person that's
But-
running out like, every day to fucking get the newest thing.
But
Like,
let me
come on.
tell you,
Yeah.
Apple thinks everybody's upgrading their computers because people who have Apple products fucking flock to buy the newest shit as soon as they can because fuck it, let's put it on my credit card.
no,
Ugh.
fucking I'll have people come into the store and like fucking be like, "Hey, I need this work done on my computer." I'm like, "I can't do that. I can upgrade you to Windows 10, but I can't work on your fucking Windows XP machine." It doesn't. Literally, I had two people come in the same they were together and they're like, "Yeah, we're looking to just get a new computer." And I was like, "All right, cool. That's great. All right." And yeah, they were both of their computers were Windows XP.
Jesus
was like,
Christ.
The fuck?
I had a conversation with
Ugh.
that at someone at work. He's like, "Yeah, my computer's a little out of date. It's at the one at home. It's still Windows XP." I was like, "That's not a little out of date. Like that's fucking antiquated, dude. Like nothing
Compared to
runs
now,
XP
yeah.
anymore."
Yeah, nothing runs XP anymore. Key thing. Like,
I'll tell you
Although,
what though.
a lot of businesses cheap out and keep on XP.
Well, a lot of businesses use Linux. Like when I worked for Wawa, everything they used was Linux based.
Well, that's because you literally don't need to sit there and fucking re-up on licenses or anything. Like, you can just fucking have a fucking tech department just code up whatever the fuck you want for your fucking POS system and just be like, well, yep, we can deploy this, and guess what? We don't have to pay a fucking cent for it. We only have to pay the people to make it.
Yeah, and that's glorious.
Yeah. It's the strength of that fucking operating system. And then to have it just not tied to anybody who's going to make retarded decisions. Well, I mean, the collective that's working on it might make a fucking retarded decision, but you can probably go back and fucking take it out if you really wanted to. But
Yeah, but generally speaking, if
when you have
if
that
a,
knowledge,
if a higher up says this isn't working, they're gonna fix it.
yeah.
generally
Um,
speaking, yeah.
And what's like what's like the latest version of fucking like Windows Server? Because a lot of companies seem like they still use like 2008.
I don't actually know. I don't think they've updated in a while, honestly. Which is
Like,
I'm
oh,
pretty
wait,
sure we're on.
oh,
I
wait,
think 16.
Are we on 16?
Yeah, that or 2012.
Oh,
One of the
Windows
two.
Server 19 is a
Oh
thing.
shit! I
Wow,
did not
really?
know that.
Yeah, I also didn't know that. Yeah, wow. Yeah, 16 was the last in October 2018. They made Windows 19, so that makes a whole lot of fucking sense. But
Damn.
yeah, for us, I suppose Windows 16 was probably the most recent that any of us have had experience on. I don't even know what we use at work. I know we use an older version of Windows. It still looks like fucking XP, so
I was gonna
That's a
say the
lie.
one
That's
that
a lie.
seems like
It has updated and it does look like Windows 10 now. So
the ones that seem like it still clanks around is like 08 and then the 2012 distributions. I see those a lot for some reason. At least like companies that I've worked at. Kind of disgusting because I'm like, who knows how many fucking backdoor issues you could probably be having with using something that other than.
not necessarily. I mean, you have to think about it on this level too. Is like they're still supporting it. They support Windows servers longer than they support Windows operating systems. Like, and they pretty much support that shit forever. Like, it's kind of sucks that they do because but they kind of have to because certain larger companies are still using older systems. Why they wouldn't upgrade, I don't know, but
Honestly, I think at the end of the day, the easiest answer is just money.
Yeah, that
yeah.
usually summarizes most things.
Which is ridiculous because there was a school district who got fucking hit with their pants down for not upgrading, and they got ransomwared and their whole fucking system went down and they lost everything and they had to pay millions of dollars from taxpayers to basically fucking rebuild this entire school.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm
Your
talking
money hard
about.
at work.
No, it's nowhere near us.
I know.
So,
I'm just saying though, like taxpayer money. But anyway, I know what you mean. Like it's good fun, you know. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Well, and that's the thing is that like their question of like when money is an issue is like if it's a critical need at this moment. And like if it's not a critical need to fucking sit there and actually update your systems and like well that and it's also I think probably an issue of if we update this, how many fucking boomers that don't know how to actually adjust to some new system are going to be just left shit out of luck.
yeah, but like when you're the network admin and techs who work with the network admin, it doesn't matter because if you're making an upgrade, those people are just going to have to fucking learn, and that's what you're getting paid for is to make sure these people can handle an update, which they
Yeah, and then
can.
you and then you suffer through like a half year of fucking emails about some of the dumbest shit possible.
I have people who we use Mac OS, and I have people who are so the most up to date operating system that we use is High Sierra, which is I believe one under Mojave, which is the most recent. And I have people who are still on fucking Yosemite, which was the biggest flawed operating system Apple ever put out. Like it was a steaming pile of dog shit of backdoors. And like
Good.
people are still on it. I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like the only way for me to get you upgraded is to completely just wipe your computer and start over. Like there's no fucking way because like there's two other updates between
Oh
you
my
and where we
God.
are now. So like there's no fucking way this is possible to just update your machine at this point.
The last update to it was fucking 2017, people. Come on.
What's that?
For Yosemite.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That was the last time they even updated it. Was 2017.
Yeah, and and
Fuck,
it's one of these things where they put out emails like once a month and then every 2 weeks and then every week and then every day like saying like update your shit, update your shit, update your shit, and people are just like, well,
they're
I don't
probably-
fucking need to do it.
So they're probably sitting at their desk just fucking Xing out of it when it says that, and they're just like, nope, computer go bird runs.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. That's like that email I said I got I really shouldn't be talking about work on a podcast, but I've been drinking, so but that's like the thing where it's like startup disk is full. What does this mean? Why can't I save more shit to my computer? Your startup disk is full. Like I cannot make it any more clear than that. It literally says you need to delete shit to make more room. Like I can't make that any more like obvious to you, like what you have to do to get this to work or continue to work. Like
Beyond your
you.
power now.
And I guess I can't really say too much, honestly, because I'm still on fucking Windows 8.1.
Oh God, Aaron, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, but he's only one back. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's different that way.
Yes and no. Windows 10 I think Windows 10 is going to be a thing for a long time. So like from Windows 16
hold on,
from like
didn't they
Windows 16.1 or whatever the nomenclature is that they use, 16.1 to 1901 is like a million times different. Like so much shit has changed from like 16 to 19. Like everything is different.
I feel like I might be misremembering something, but didn't they literally just announce like a new version of fucking Windows coming out?
I don't think so. I think I think their plan originally, I mean, I could be wrong, but their plan originally was Windows 10 is going to be the new operating system, and they're just going to continue to branch off of Windows 10, kind of like how Mac OS is doing it. Everything since like, I want to say Mavericks, but probably Yosemite. They're kind of basically OS X or OS 10. That was like their, how can I word this? Like their, fuck, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a, help me out here. It's like a benchmark. That is their benchmark
okay.
operating system, and they're just going to continue to do small improvements per update, like major update, which is kind of what they want to do with Windows, which is, from 16 to 17, 17 to 18, 18 to 19. Those are like the major updates is when the first two numbers change. And from 18 to 19, there was a lot of changes, like a lot of changes. So I think that's kind of what Windows is doing. Maybe they're going to make Windows 11 or whatever the fuck is next, but like originally that was their plan.
I do remember that they were like Windows 10 is the end all be all.
Yeah, that was the original plan. And if they're changing, well, so be it. But I'm probably going to stick with Windows 10 for a little while at least until it ends support. So
Just doing what they want you to do.
Because 10 is like way more lightweight now, isn't it?
oh,
Compared
10
to
is
fucking
seriously 10. I was so reluctant to get 10. Windows 7 was the shit and will
was.
always be the shit. Like Windows 7 was
Yeah.
the best Windows operating system, I swear to God. But like 10 has gotten a lot more efficient over the years and over updates and everything like that. So, I mean, you do you if you want to stick to Windows 8, but I'm going to tell you what, that's going to be unsupported very soon.
I'm not surprised. I'm kind of waiting for that to become the case.
For the words to be out.
Like it's not
coming
a
up
far
soon.
flung conclusion.
Oh, apparently January 2023. I guess it's less soon than I thought. Windows 8 is going to be unsupported, so
I mean, you say that, but time moves pretty quick.
Yeah.
don't say that. I don't want to think about how fucking quick time moves. Ugh. Let's see here.
Well, because we took a long
Wow.
long
Windows
tangent on
7
that.
Service Pack's end of support was January 14th, 2020. That's kind of depressing, actually. Apparently,
Wow, that just happened.
yeah, right. I know. Windows 7, that fucking god of an operating system, is dead. Officially dead. Although, when WannaCry happened, they actually pushed updates to Windows XP. So, like, who really knows what end of support actually means?
Jeez, when did that? Hold on, that just opened some old memories there. WannaCry? When the fuck was that?
A year ago? 2 years ago? Not crypto.
2017, yeah.
Not crypto. Locking like
Fuck,
networks
I
out of
remember
their
that.
system is like a ransomware. That's what I'm looking for. It's like the new thing. Like that's what happened to the school district I was talking about earlier. They got ransomwared, locked down their shit. They didn't pay, and their shit was done. Like end of story, non-recoverable. Every single
Yeah.
computer in the district fucked. So. And something like that almost happened to my district. Like it was literally one of those things where we got an update on the firewall and like 3 guys came over and ripped a fucking computer out of the wall and was like, "Nope, this is not happening right now. We're done."
Oh god.
Like, yeah. It was crazy. Like it literally happened like that. Like firewall update, ran over to the district or ran over to the building and fucking ripped a computer out of the wall because like it wasn't bad. It was fine. It was trying to phone home. It wasn't getting home. but like still the fact that it was trying to make connection was enough for them to go over there and rip Ethernet cords and rip the power cable right out of the computer. Like it wasn't even like, can you stop what you're doing? It was literally unplug the fucking computer while mid her doing something, you know? Like it was
Yeah.
it was fucking intense.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, but then again, you're not playing with something fucking.
No, and that's the thing. Like schools are an extremely vulnerable place for like ransomware right now because they're not going after banks, they're not going after government buildings. Well, they are going after government buildings, but they're not going after like small things. They're going after schools because that they don't give a shit about your information. They know you give a shit about your information.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the way to do it. If you, I mean, if you are one of those hackers, you know.
Yeah,
That's how you want to do it.
Fuck those goddamn assholes who fucking destroy lives with hacking. Ethical hacking is one thing, but like those fucking people. I know I sent an article to you guys a long time ago, but it was about those Russian hackers who were getting fucking like basically hung for hacking. I know I have the article somewhere. Let me see if I can find
I'm
it.
sorry. Literally,
Not
like around
literally.
neck hanging them
Not
for
literally,
hacking.
but here I found the article already.
Low tech means for high tech issues.
It's 2 Russian hackers charged with sweeping malware against attacks on the U.S.
I remember these faces.
Yeah, this was 2019. This was very recently. This was almost just half a year ago. So
Yeah. This looks familiar.
CNBC.
Bank
It was
companies,
recently.
a lumber company, natural gas, small organization of nuns. Why the nuns? Like, what do you think they're gonna pay you? They're gonna fucking figure out what Bitcoin is and be like, no,
Really?
we need our sacred texts back.
I mean, seriously though, like if you want to hit a place, a church is a perfect place to hit. You want to know why? Because all of their money is untaxed.
Yeah.
That's true.
There's
Oh,
literally no paper trail from a church.
but like I just feel like they're not gonna go there and or like go out of their way to like transfer money out of an account or some shit.
You'd be surprised how
You know,
stupid people can be.
It also seems
Yeah.
like having a church would be a great way to, you know, hide money. Looking at you, Scientology.
Specifically Tom Cruise. You short little fucker.
Man, I guess we're just gonna call out famous people on our shows from now on. First it was Susan, now it's Tom Cruise.
I mean, like, Tom Cruise is a good actor, but like, that guy's a fucking psychopath, dude.
That actually, I think it was Tom Cruise. Apparently, someone proposed an Elon Musk movie. I think it was Tom Cruise.
Was Tom Cruise gonna play Elon Musk?
I believe so.
God, he's
Let me find an
arrogant.
article. Tom
God, he's
Cruise will
arrogant.
travel on
Arrogant
Elon
motherfucker.
Musk's SpaceX rocket to film inside space. Business Insider a day ago.
Also, you know, be careful who you talk shit about, because the high-ranking members of the Church of Scientology get one free kill.
It's only against another member of Scientology, so it's only if we join.
No, it's not against another member.
I'm pretty
It's
sure
against
it is.
literally anybody.
Fuck
No, it's
Scientology,
literally
dude.
anybody.
They can go fuck themselves. I'll talk shit on Scientology
And they have-
all
and
goddamn
they have
day.
an
How do I
entire-
Dianetics my face? What's
Also,
an
I want to
Elrod?
point out, I just went to
They
Tom
have
Cruise's.
an entire network of people that will fucking make sure that your corpse gets hidden and nobody
Well,
knows.
they
that
haven't
you
killed
do.
the people from South Park yet, so I think I'm fine.
Yeah.
I mean, those are pretty high-ranking people. They're just making sure they plotted out right.
Well, anyway, I also want to point out, I just went to Tom Cruise's Twitter, and it says running in movies since 1989. I love how that's like just a blatant grab at trying to sound younger than he actually is. I'm sorry, 1981. But like, you know, people see that and go, oh, he was probably born in 1981. But that short little fucker's way older than that.
How old is Tom Cruise, Jake?
I don't fucking
Also,
know.
Also, Jake, like I visited an actual fucking Church of Scientology
Aaron,
once.
Do you remember where I used to
Born in
live?
62.
Where did I live, Aaron?
Right down the street from
Oh,
I
the main
lived in Los
Scientology
Angeles. You know what
headquarters.
building I
Yeah.
passed almost every single day? The
That's some
fucking
shit.
Church of Scientology in Los Angeles, California. And you know
Did
how many
any of
times
them-
those fucking assholes tried to hand me pamphlets and I literally told them to fuck themselves?
Why wouldn't you take the pamphlets? What's
I
wrong with you?
took them. I took one.
keep
Mostly
that
just
shit,
to have
bro.
it as a keepsake to laugh
I'm
at.
not rich enough to be in their little fucking cult anyway.
It
Hey, now,
doesn't
don't-
matter.
don't
They
call
just
it a
want your
cult.
money.
That's-
they literally
that's-
don't care about your wealth. They just care about the fact that they can just constantly eke money out of you.
If it's $1 here and there, or if it's $10,000, they don't care.
Fuck that.
As long
dude.
as they get you indoctrinated enough to give them money, that's a win in their book.
I think we should start our own cult.
I just love the pamphlet. Just bring sanity to an insane world. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, guys. All right.
Sure.
All right, people who are literally trying to like assassinate U.S. senators. Yeah, sanity. Yeah. Trying to take over
that's one
small
word.
South American nations to start your own country. Yeah, sanity. Yeah.
Apparently,
People leave
Scientology is
fucking-
okay with divorce because Tom Cruise has been divorced 3 times. Apparently, this isn't the Catholic Church where you got to pay your way out of a fucking divorce. They just let you fucking.
I was about to say the Henry VIII of religions.
I don't know. Has Tom Cruise killed his wives? I don't fucking know.
I mean, you don't gotta kill them. You just gotta make a whole entire new system where it's fine to just be like, nah, bitch, this isn't working.
What is this? Fucking Mormons?
Well, no, that in that case, it's just the marriage is going bad. Okay, you're gonna have to compete with this other another woman. You're gonna have to compete with 3 more, babe. Sorry. You want to be a bitch? I have 3 more that'll treat me right. Mormons are also fucking crazy. Magic
Fucking
under their
awful.
bullshit.
Although all the shit I talked on Tom Cruise, I do like a few of his movies, though. I'm not gonna lie. As much
Fucking-
as I fucking can't stand him.
Fucking want to establish a fucking Midwest desert hellhole called Deseret. Like, come on, guys.
I mean, like, if you're
A Mormon
listen here.
nation.
If you're short, though, at least like fess up to being short. Like he's 5'7", which isn't terribly short. But at the
I'm
same time,
5'7".
but like Tom Cruise has an issue with being very short. Like every
But I'm
movie,
not short.
every movie.
You're calling
always-
him short in the process.
Listen, every movie though, he's always like the same height as like the bad guys who are like 6'5", which is a little
I
gratuitous.
mean, like, I think that's like short for like the average of American men, which is like what, like
I'm pretty
what?
sure the average is either 5'8" or 5'10".
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range.
But
yeah.
like, oh boy, I'm 1 inch below.
Hey, Jamie,
the
get up on
US average.
Oh,
Yeah, I
did you
hear
hear
him
me typing?
typing.
It's 5
Yeah.
foot 7 inches.
Yeah, so like he's average height. I'm above average for Christ's sake.
I think
Wait,
most of
five,
us are
wait,
above
five,
average.
wait, 5'7" is average.
The average
Apparently-
American male stands at 5 feet 7 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we're fucking average height, Cruz. Calm down.
Yeah, right. Like I'm the above
Get
average
off
one. I'm
the-
6 foot, dude.
Get off the soapbox. You feel is so mandatory for you to like match up to anybody, bud. Jeez.
I really love that we're really talking shit on Tom Cruise.
I don't think it's nothing that hasn't been done before. Like, come on.
That's true. He's just really sensitive about how tall he is because he's short.
He feels like he's a manlet.
You're gonna get a Scientologist knock at your door, though.
Fucking let him. I got a fucking 45.
Jesus.
Whatever.
You're just ready to punch a fucking grapefruit-sized hole out the back of somebody, aren't you?
Careful, he's been drinking. It might be you.
Hey, I'm not Tom Cruise.
I don't even feel a buzz off this bubbly I just drank, which is super unfortunate. I should have drank it faster.
I'm just vibing right now, so good.
God.
How many Missions Impossible have there been? There's been a fucking lot of those.
I mean, just look at Tom Cruise IMDb.
It's like most of his filmography.
I swear to God, if you like look at any picture of him in oh my God, they're making Mission Impossible 7 for Christ's sake. It's being it's announced.
Oh yeah, for 2021.
Wow.
Wait.
Uh,
Oh, there also Mission Impossible 8 for 2022 has been announced.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, there it is. Why is it below Mission Impossible 7?
so wait,
I don't know.
here's a comparison we can do. So there's like 7 Mission Impossibles, right?
Well, there's Mission Impossible
6.
Fallout 2, so I don't know. Is that count as is in the line, or is that
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna
Jack
Control
Reacher was
F,
pretty good actually,
mission. Oops.
and I think Oblivion was pretty good too. Actually,
Oblivion was
with
a
him
great
in
movie.
it. Yeah, that was a really good movie, honestly. Jack Reacher was
Yeah.
pretty good too. I like Night and Day with Cameron Diaz, even though she's kind of fucking annoying, but I like her a little bit.
Yeah, there's more Mission Impossibles than there have been Die Hards.
Wow.
There was
Yeah,
Mission
There's only been
Impossible
5
2,
Die Hards.
3, Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, Fallout 7 and 8.
Ugh, he's produced most of the Mission Impossibles. That's super vain. Jesus Christ.
He only has 22 producer credits.
He's produced all of the Mission Impossibles, actually. Wow, how vain is that? Like, I'm gonna produce a movie, but I'm gonna be the star role of all 8 of them,
Well, at least
I'm
he
sorry.
didn't
and
direct
make
them.
myself look taller in the process.
Is this what you guys were talking about?
What?
He's literally going to be filming on the ISS.
What, are you serious? He's actually going to the ISS?
That's what you were saying. Tom Cruise will travel on Elon Musk's SpaceX rocket to film in space. NASA confirms Tom Cruise will make movie aboard International Space Station.
Wow, fuck him. I'm more pissed at him now. I want to
He's
go to the
never-
International Space Station.
Dude, he's never gonna shut the. Dude, after that happens, he's never gonna shut the fuck up about it. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I'm the first guy to ever film on the International Space Station in my movie.
Well, people have filmed in there, but not like movies.
Yeah, I know. It's literally gonna go into the box office with the tagline of "Filmed on the International Space Station by me, Tom Cruise."
By me, Tom Cruise.
6 foot tall.
Hi, I'm
6
Tom
foot tall.
Cruise, and I
Six-
filmed
no, no,
a
no.
movie
Yeah.
aboard the
6'5".
International Space Station.
He's gonna be a fucking giant now.
And they're making another Top Gun movie.
I'm as tall as
Jesus.
Shaq.
Yeah, didn't you see all the people freaking out about the Top Gun movie and the
I really wish
the
that
Zodiac
shitty
killer.
mummy. I really wish that shitty Mummy remake had fucking ruined his career.
Ted Cruz.
Oh my god.
The new Mission Impossible movie was one of the things Ted Cruz was pointing to when he made that new thing he's trying to push, where they changed the patches on the back of Tom Cruise's jacket, so there's no longer a Japanese flag or a Taiwanese flag, I think.
Oh.
And so Ted Cruz is like, we need to stop. Hollywood needs to stop pandering to China, and any Hollywood studio that changes their films in any way to pander to China will no longer receive government funding or be allowed on government property to film.
Really?
It was like
Dude, there's
specifically
well,
pointed at
there's a-
Top Gun because like they need to film at AFBs. And he said if you keep changing stuff, I'm putting in stuff to pass through whatever form of the government, whatever part of the government he's in. He doesn't want Hollywood to be able to film on anything owned by the government if they change their movies in any way for China.
There's a lot
It's
of
pretty
media
funny.
that honestly changes to be complicit with Chinese censorship laws. Like, if
Usually
you- even
they're
so much as-
entirely different
if you
versions,
even-
but yeah.
Like if there's even so much as a map in the background that shows Taiwan as like an independent nation on it, it's like that whole scene has to be scrapped or it needs to be edited. Or just some bullshit like that. It's absolutely absurd. Like, you want to talk about fucking snowflakes. There is no greater snowflake than President Pooh and the Chinese regime.
President Pooh. He likes honey.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, like I was about to say. Okay, Tropic Thunder. That was a good one, right? He was in that. And then Valkyrie. That was actually a good movie. I'm just looking through his fucking filmography, like you guys were. I'm not.
So
I'm not recognizing a lot of this other shit though.
I don't know like any of them because I don't watch
He was
movies.
in
So
Goldmember.
Who is he in Goldmember?
Yeah, I'm questioning what. Minority Report was actually pretty alright. I'll be honest.
Edge of Tomorrow was pretty good. Oblivion was
Eyes
good.
Wide Shut is a classic. I've heard of
I
Jenny
liked Spy
Maguire.
Kids. That was a good a good series.
Get Out.
What? Spy Kids was good. Fight me.
No, I'm not. Well, it's not even worth fighting over. What the fuck? What are you talking about?
Listen. I'm gonna look up the Rotten Tomatoes for Spy Kids. It's a good. It's a good
Yeah,
film.
and you know what? The only reason it's gonna have a high Rotten Tomatoes is for the fact that people are, LARPing over the
Aaron.
meme potential.
It was a 93% to critics, and an audience score of 46%.
Okay, so
Alright, so
hold
I
on.
guess
I'm trying to
audiences
figure
didn't
out.
like Spy Kids either. I guess it's just me.
What about Spy Kids?
I liked Spy Kids. Aaron says it's bad, and the audience score agrees with Aaron.
I mean, it was kind of a bad movie,
Well,
Okay,
arguably.
so under cameos, Tom Cruise as himself as Austin Powers.
Yeah. So was it the second one or Goldmember? I don't know, but like
Yeah,
they're
Goldmember.
making a movie about Austin
What?
Powers, and Tom Cruise plays Austin Powers, and Danny DeVito is Mr. or Doctor Evil.
Mini-Me?
Oh,
No,
or
no,
Mini
no.
Me.
He's
Yeah,
Mini-Me.
he is Mini Me. Oh, and Kevin
What the fuck?
Spacey. Kevin Spacey
Kevin
is
Spacey's
Doctor Evil.
Yeah.
God.
okay. Have you ever seen The
John
Master of
Travolta
Disguise?
is Goldmember. What the fuck?
Have you ever seen The Master of Disguise?
Britney Spears is Fembot.
Oh yeah, she
That
ripped her
was just
bra down
normal.
and
Yeah.
nipple machine guns popped out, and she just shot up a bunch of people.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
That was like from the very
And
beginning
like
of the movie.
literally the entirety of the Osborne family in there. I need to rewatch it. I haven't seen
Quincy
any of
Jones
them.
was in it.
Look at The
Yeah.
Master of Disguise. I loved this movie, by the way. I think it's a great movie. Rotten Tomatoes, the fucking critic score gave it a 1%.
I don't even know this movie.
Oh my god, we have to watch it. It was such a good movie.
Oh, wait a minute. This looks kind of familiar.
The running gag in the movie was the dude would like hide his limbs in his shirt and turn into he'd go turtle turtle. It was the awful but funny kids.
Is that Dana Carvey?
Maybe I don't fucking know who that is.
Oh, we totally missed out.
Oh my god, it's Dana Carvey. Dana Carvey's the main character.
I mean, oh yeah, him.
We totally missed out
He's Garth from Wayne's World.
Okay.
on playing Morrowind on fucking May 1st, which is apparently its fucking birthday.
Yeah, I
Oh,
tried to
shit.
join the server the other day and it was down. Aaron.
Yeah,
Well,
Aaron.
Wow, throw some
nobody's
more
been on it in fucking
Yeah.
forever.
Listen, I'm
I haven't
always
had
down
it
to play
up.
Morrowind.
Ted Cruz aims to limit the. Yeah, wow.
So we're gonna have to watch
Well-
Goldmember and Master of Disguise.
I say we just watch all of the Austin Powers. I mean, they're all great.
All right, that's a lot of movies to watch. So how about this? What if I take all of them, layer them over
What do
each
you mean?
other at
There's
like
not even
30% opacity, and then we watch all of them simultaneously?
There's like 3 Austin Powers movies, aren't there?
That's
Yeah.
still like 6 hours of
Like
movies.
it's literally a fucking trilogy. It's
I mean, it
not
could be
that
worse. We could be watching all of the Star Wars movies.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, or
jeez.
please stand for the national anthem, which is now the entire Star Wars.
I'm just gonna say it. Who made all the music for Star Wars? What the fuck's his name?
John Williams.
He's overrated.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Like, listen here. Here's my thought on it. Being a music person,
Look, Fat, look, here's the deal.
look, fat, look. Admittedly, the Star Wars theme for the original 3 was great, and he deserved the Grammy for it. But how many times can you win a fucking Grammy for the same fucking soundtrack over the course of like fucking 40 years? 30
Oh my
years.
god, this movie literally has a 1%.
I love Master Disguise, and we're all gonna watch it together.
And a fucking 33% audience score.
We also need to watch Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is a great movie, which I brought up earlier.
Trust me, it's actually a good movie. I don't know why everyone thinks it's so terrible.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is also a really good movie.
You're sounding a little obsessed, my friend.
It's a good movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
I won't say that Master of Disguise is one of my favorite movies, but it's a good movie that I want you all to enjoy.
Enjoy you with okay, I'm totally gonna believe you when you make that noise after that.
I know, right?
I'm just looking at the pictures.
I think I've seen it before, honestly. Like the whole like him in the big green suit thing. I feel like I have seen that movie before.
Man, that's some dead ass air.
That was like a good like fucking 20 seconds. Jesus Christ. Oh god, that's
Well,
a commercial
Kyle brought
break.
up fucking Master of Disguise, so it just turned into a thing of just
Looking at this good but bad movie that we're. I gotta go on the.
and just being
The
shell
open
shocked at the
seas.
fucking 1%. 1% fucking tomato meter. I mean, here one
Pretty
of the
bad.
other links I had. I mean, it's not crazy. It's nothing ridiculous, but I mean, it's just an interesting little photo series.
What's that?
The link I just sent. Pretty fucking aesthetic, I'll tell you that right now.
Is it going to be a background for your computer, Aaron?
I don't know that I
Your
think I've
many
down.
backgrounds?
Yeah, I was gonna say you
I was
have a
gonna say,
shit
I
ton of
think
backgrounds.
I think I downloaded the images, but I don't think I put it into the folder that I have all my backgrounds in. Which I think stands at like 2.9 gigs in total worth of
Jesus
like
You're
fucking
ridiculous.
images. Hold on, I'll verify how ridiculous I truly am. Gotta give me a second. I forget where I put it. But yeah, I mean, vertical graveyards and shit, man.
You know what I really love pictures of? That
Hmm.
that city right outside of Hong Kong. That doesn't
The
exist anymore.
city... Oh, Kowloon
Yeah.
Walled City or whatever. Yeah,
Kowloon Walled
of course
City.
you do,
It's
because
my favorite.
it's a literal fucking hellscape.
It's not.
Like when you think of since we were talking about it, when you think of like fucking Star Wars and you think of like the lower recesses of Coruscant, that's Kowloon Walled City. Just narrow, dark corridors and like damp, musky fucking edifices that you're walking through, and like the hum of electricity, the leak of dirty pipes and rats scurrying about, and you know, somebody getting a fucking haircut randomly in like a fucking behind a curtain down some back alleyway, or having their teeth pulled at like some random fucking, you know, corner dentist who says he knows how to do his job, but you know, he's just kind of reaching in there with some pliers. That's literally shit that happened in fucking Kowloon. I shit you not.
Yeah, and
Or fucking like triad gangs, you know, beating the shit out of a store owner because he didn't pay his fucking extortion money for the week.
I really need to get back to doing that comic that takes place in
'Cause-
Kowloon.
Because Triad members are fucking, of course, going to get their hands into that shit. Because that many people in one condensed area, that sounds like a lot of money to be made.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh, wow, I was way underestimating now that I found the folder. It wasn't 2.89. That's an old number that it was stuck in my head. It's actually 7.43 gigs.
Holy fuck!
How big?
7.43 gigs.
Aaron,
Christ.
do me a favor. Right-click
What?
on the folder and, oh, I forget how to... I think it's properties?
What? Go under properties? Yes.
Yeah, tell me how many files it contains.
1,630.
1,630.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna click on my music. I downloaded a lot of music. So, like...
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I thought for sure you were gonna have way more files than me. But I've got 31.9 gigs of music, 7,291 files in 485 folders.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Alright, so
That's
I can't really
ridiculous.
talk.
But that's 1,630 files in no folders. And that's just all of them, just one big folder, so that the PlayFusion can cycle through it.
A little ridiculous, but...
And it said it was created on February 28th, 2016. I think that's when this version of it was, but this used to exist back on my laptop, so...
Oh.
It's earlier than that. Probably 2012, 2013.
I see. That's,
So it's been slowly collected. It's not like it's a fucking just, oh yeah, one day I just sat down and downloaded 7.43 gigs worth of fucking images. Like over like an entire decade that this has been gathered.
that would have been impressive, though.
What, in one day?
Yeah.
No, that'd be absurd. You'd be sitting here for
impressive.
hours, if not an entire day.
Not the point.
I feel like I sent this one before, but, you know, just to like, segue a little bit, you know, on a side note.
Copy link. How Pepsi
The-
briefly became the 6th largest military in the world.
Russians really liked Pepsi.
Oh yeah, I actually knew about that. They also like Domino's pizza or some shit. Or I don't remember. It was like some pizza chain that they fucking loved.
So, in 1959, then President Dwight Eisenhower wanted to bring our American culture to citizens of the Soviet Union to show them the benefits of capitalism. To showcase their ideologies, the American government arranged the American National Exhibition in Moscow, and sent then Vice President Richard Nixon to attend the opening. But things were about to take a turn for the worse. Nixon and the Soviet leader Khrushchev got into an argument over the topic of capitalism versus communism. The conversation got so heated that the Vice President of Pepsi intervened and offered the Soviet leader a cup of his delicious sugary beverage, and he drank it. Years later, the people of the Soviet Union wanted to strike a deal that would bring Pepsi products to their country permanently. However, there was an issue of how they would pay for their newest beverage, as their money wasn't accepted throughout the world. So, the clever country decided to buy Pepsi using a universal currency, vodka. In the late 1980s, Russia's initial agreement to serve Pepsi in their country was about to expire, but this time their vodka wasn't going to be enough to cover the cost. So, the Russians did what any country would do in desperate times. They traded Pepsi, a fleet of subs and boats, for a whole lot of soda. The new agreement included 17 submarines, a cruiser, a frigate, and a destroyer. The combined fleet was traded for $3 billion worth of Pepsi. Yes, you read that right. Russia loves their Pepsi. The historical exchange caused Pepsi to become the 6th most powerful military in the world for a moment, before they sold the fleet to a Swedish company for scrap recycling. So, yep.
So what they're not telling us in this article is that
Is that there's actually a Pepsi nuclear sub company somewhere?
is that Russia actually
Earth's
sent them
oceans?
18 submarines.
and it currently idles slowly through the ocean, armed by Pepsi militia. And should Coke ever launch a strike on their on the Pepsi headquarters, they will thermobarically nuke into oblivion the Coke headquarters.
Well, I sure hope not, because I'm definitely a Coke drinker, not a Pepsi drinker.
Pepsi makes my teeth feel fuzzy. I don't have a better way to explain that.
Pepsi literally had the ability for a moment there to become the first fully ANCAPed fucking corporation.
When was that? 1980?
Yes.
When did Cyberpunk when did Cyberpunk come out?
Why? Are you trying to tie this to the fucking Cyberpunk timeline? The fucking timeline? Yeah.
I just want to see if the idea
Yeah.
could have been put in their head.
Why? Wait, what?
If anyone at Pepsi could have been a fan of cyberpunk and that whole genre of fiction, been like, we're being handed an army,
They're being handed an entire fucking
fleet
nuclear
of yeah
nuclear capable navy.
navy, yeah.
Sounds useful.
Maybe we're gonna take out fucking Fago or fucking Dr. Pig or something.
fucking Shasta go under?
Yeah, the first comic exploring the cyberpunk themes was published in 1977. So
Oh my god,
the
Shasta's still around?
the idea
Yeah, no,
of,
they're still around, dude. We sell that at my store.
Jesus Christ.
you didn't know that Shasta still existed?
No.
The fuck?
Fucking Tab.
I know, what's
I
that
love
cola that's...
Tab.
What's that cola that's, like, popular to our area?
RC
A-Treat.
Cola?
I know, no, A-Treat.
A-Treat.
A-Treat went under
Yeah.
for a little while, and someone bought them up and started making A-Treat soda.
I like RC Cola.
Get fucked.
You would like RC Cola.
It's fine.
No, it's not. It's fucking
Yeah.
awful. Oh, in July 2015, the company announced A-Treat brand, blah, blah, blah. Agreed with a reach of Coca-Cola Company to keep their products in Lehigh Valley. Oh, wow, look at that. Another reason to love Coca-Cola. They kept A-Treat alive.
Copy link. What are we
The
doing
fuck
here?
is this?
New York Daily News.
That was just a random one. That's also pretty dated.
Saddam Hussein's hometown.
But that's
unveils
related to the
statue dedicated
PS2s.
to man who threw shoe at President Bush.
Wow. Fucking ridiculous.
That's from 09 as well. Like, it even talks about it as being an event that happened last month.
Where do you
would have been
find
actually,
these
yeah,
fucking
the end of
dated
2008.
articles? I forget what I was doing, but I found a news article from fucking like 1996 the other day. I wish I would have fucking put it in my favorites.
What were you doing?
I don't remember. I
A
was looking for something.
synthesized statue of the shoe was unveiled Thursday in Tikrit, the hometown of former Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein.
Tikrit.
Tikrit.
It's pronounced Tikrit. I wonder if the shoe statue is still there. Do they say where they put it?
No, but I'm pretty sure if you look up that town, like if you Google Maps it, it's a fucking couch-sized statue of a shoe. I'm pretty sure that's pretty easy to fucking look at from fucking Earth orbit. Especially with fucking like Google's constant 3D mapping of satellite imaging.
Imagine if there was a 3D model of it in the Street View thing.
There might be actually, yeah, there might not be a street view.
Shoe statue to Crete. Oh, I got a pin. To Crete, Iraq. Oh, it removes shoe statue. I specifically want to know where the shoe statue is, though. Everything's in here is in Arabic, and I don't understand what any of the street names are.
Hold on, wait, what's that?
Frozen yogurt shop, bakery.
There's no street view.
At all?
No. Kyle. It's Iraq.
You're telling me that a Google employee with a backpack with a camera on top doesn't walk around all of Iraq?
They were probably killing.
They were watching their ass.
Yeah, still in Iraq. Watch my ass.
Jesus, that's old.
This is
I mean,
like
this
a,
isn't
this,
like
th-
a
you know,
major.
this
Wait,
entire
wow, it's literally on the Tigris River and everything. Holy
this
shit.
entire podcast is like, how old are we?
They're
Yeah.
really
It's
fucking
just like
old.
dating everything we're talking about today. That should be the name of the
I-
episode. Is do you feel old yet?
Feel old yet there, millennial?
We had like a
Zoomers
nostalgic
threatening
trip
you.
of weeb anime.
Is Pepsi's military making you feel old yet?
Yeah.
I just really want Pepsi military in there for the SEO.
I don't. I feel like I found it, but I don't think it's it. Well, actually, okay. So we think about this logically. Like, look at that picture. So we need to identify some of those buildings in the background, and then go from there.
Oh god.
We're
Good
literally
luck.
gonna do some Bellingcat NATO funded fucking Ascent shit right now to find this.
Aaron, we're pros at this.
Oh yeah, no, Jake remembers.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that though.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Hold on, let me turn
We
off
had a-
Flux.
We had a bonding exercise.
So there's a building with a red roof next to a large stretch of desert with a tan
And it's like a
roofed building.
rounded red roof, so we got that going for us.
Oh, the last
So-
place I was in Google Earth was Monaco. That's interesting. I must
Looking
have
at
been
the
playing City
raceway.
Skylines.
Oh, that's right, you were rebuilding that in fucking.
Well, I was doing a Monaco themed map, but yeah, basically.
Something with red tiling on it.
You know where you should have been doing a Monaco map, Jake?
In Monaco?
On our channel.
Wait,
I was recording it
Oh, why hasn't it been uploaded yet? You
because I
prick.
didn't finish it.
I see.
the resolution on this is terrible. I'm actually about to go to one of my other fucking
So while we're
other sat map things.
while we're searching maps, I have a funny article. Apparently the Space Force rolled out a recruitment video yesterday with the tagline, "Maybe your purpose isn't on this planet." The Air Force Secretary Barbara Barrett and Chief of Space Operations General John Raymond kicked off an online event May 6th, rolling out a new Space Force recruitment video that included footage of the X-37B spaceplane, satellite control rooms, and service members in spacesuits. "Maybe your purpose isn't on this planet," said the voiceover in the video. After showing the video at an online event hosted by the Space Foundation, Barrett said, "Sign me up. That video has certainly made an impression on me."
It certainly made an impression on me. Jesus.
Belong on this planet. I would love to sign up for Space Force, but if the Army wouldn't take me, I don't think the Space Army will. I just gotta wait
mean-
for there to be a space dumpster driver. Then I can get that job.
I mean, you saw the, or I read you off the thing about them trying to set up the an accord to let us fucking actually like establish lunar mining camps and shit. So
That would be so great. I would love to mine things in space.
Wow.
Oh, after we're done recording, you better all walk outside and try and take a peek at the flower supermoon, because it's the last supermoon until April
Oh.
of next year.
Also, happy birthday on a side note. We might be 3 days late, but hey, it was on a side note's birthday on May 4th.
When fishermen catch mercy.
Oh wow,
Jesus.
really?
Yeah, I think me and Kyle created the email on May 4th, so we just made the birthday or something. I don't know. Either way, the birthday is marked of on a side note as May 4th.
May the Chorts be with you.
Yep. Which I think we made the channel in
Kyle.
2017 or 18. I don't know. I think
Kyle.
17.
Yes.
They're literally listening to us right now.
The people that wrote Spaceballs.
No, the fucking I have an app on my phone called Star Tracker, and it just lets you like it gives you notifications for whatever fucking uh celestial happenings are happening, and
Celestial happenings
fucking
are happening.
The
Shut up.
celestial
Let me-
happenings.
planets are in certain visible orbits for your area and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And literally seconds after you sent that, it popped a notification: full flower supermoon. Don't miss the last supermoon of this year.
Wow.
To be fair,
Literally,
I
shit
was
you
reading
not,
an
seconds
article.
after you said
To
it.
be fair. Aw.
Stop that.
You know I'm going to put that in now, right? In post.
Yeah. He can't not.
So Kyle,
Yeah.
at least in the image from 2009, it has a tree next to it.
Oh, God.
And there's also plants coming out of it, so that's another thing to look for.
Oh yeah. Although
Well,
you-
does any... Well, how are we feeling about this right now? Feeling pretty good.
Feeling
This is a
about-
pretty successful episode, I'd say.
yeah, it's been interesting for a first episode back. Hopefully next time Jesse won't be busy, and we will have the full crew.
Yeah, busy's a word
Yeah.
for it.
Wow, you're so mean.
Wired.
What? He was busy masturbating. What? In prison. Jesus
prison.
Christ.
In prison.
Yeah.
So one last article to end it off. I just
To end it all.
Wired.com. How much energy does it take to blow up a planet?
All right.
Good.
Oh.
Oh, I thought this was going to be much more. Well, it's linking to some. The first whole
mean-
entire paragraph is talking about Star Wars, but here's the article anyway.
I mean, I had something from last year that was pretty funny.
All right.
Well, not funny, but just
Well, let's
in-
end
as
it with
far as-
yours because my article
With
is
all
less
of
interesting
the-
than I thought.
with all of the tech shit we were talking about.
Oh,
I saw this. They finally retired using fucking 8-inch floppy drives for missile guidance systems. Yes.
Right?
This is insane that they were still using floppy disks up until last year.
Hard to hack a
Unbelievable.
piece of plastic.
did you not see the video right after the
Which,
whole
honestly,
Hawaii
like-
nuke thing, where Michael Reeves was designed a better system for the early missile launch detection system for his fucking government on Hawaii?
Wow, really?
Do you remember why that happened? Right, the button to
Oh yeah. Oh, it
Signal
was too
a-
close next to each other.
yeah, they literally right next to each other. This is a test and this is an actual nuke launch.
Yeah, like the buttons were like right next to each other, and yeah, somebody accidentally hit the. Oops, this is a nuclear launch.
And there's no just simple, are you sure? It was just, okay, can't cancel it now. There's a nuke coming.
Yep. There's a nuke coming.
Push messages to everyone.
It's like that thing where if you have to call 911 on your phone, it won't let you do anything else for like the next fucking 30 minutes because you dialed 911. It's like, well, the nuke's coming. All right. Buckle up, kids. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Time for everybody to literally like get under their tables and kiss their asses goodbye for the next 30 minutes until we tell them like, hey,
It was
was a
actually a
mistake.
mistake.
And then an hour passes and people are like, where the fuck's the nuke? I just killed my wife.
We've been robbing stores and killing people because we thought we were gonna die.
It was the end of the world. Now you're fine.
Christ. I'll link the Mike Reeves video.
Good times. But anyway, I think that's a good place to call it.
Yep.
Alright, thanks for stopping in, everyone. We're gonna try and be more active than we've been.
Maybe
No, we're
doing
not.
some
Yeah, we will.
streams
Maybe.
and whatnot.
Bye.
Alrighty, guys.
Thanks.
We'll all catch you
Huh?
in the next one.
Catch you on the flip side.
Yeah!
Dick.
See ya.